Peace, Diehards. What's up? It's your boy Eru, Dire State of Mind. I'm blaming State for this. State got allergies or whatever, so I'm gonna put him on the spot. You gotta tell you guys about his boo-boos on his nose and things of that nature. But we're gonna be talking about Goons of New York, Goons of the NBA, and probably talk a little bit about the finals that's going on right now, man. Let's get him up in here. State, I had to throw you under the bus, man. So what's going on with you tonight, man?
It's all right, man. My allergies is killing me, man. I got a big tree that's right outside my balcony. It's the worst, bro.
Man, people get allergies every day, B. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man.
I got a whole bunch of trees on my block. I live right across the street from a park.
Yo, right out the gate, I got an interesting question, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
If the Celtics win this championship, right? Oh my goodness, Robert Williams. If the Celtics win this championship, what does that mean for the Knicks as far as like looking at the Eastern Conference and looking at our division? Because as it stands right now on paper, we're the worst in the division. Like if we're going by according to what happened last season, we're the worst and Boston is the best. So how can we minimize this gap? That's what I'm thinking about as I'm looking at this game.
Well, I don't think of the game that way. You know, I feel like the Knicks they just have to focus on getting the best team they can on the court. I think the Knicks are close. You know what they're doing. You know, Boston has two go-to guys, but quote unquote we got two go-to guys too. We got Julius Randle, All NBA player last year. You know, RJ Barrett's supposed to be becoming that. You know, so we got players on our team. You know, we got to figure it out. We got to figure out if the guys that we have are the right mix. If we don't think that they are, then we need to just keep maneuvering and stuff. You know.
Yeah. I'm under the mindset of. Well, this might sound crazy, but I'm kind of rooting for the Celtics. First year head coach, African American, obviously. He was an assistant coach. I like the fact that they got 4 of their draft picks in their starting lineup who's actually leading the way and not playing off those no vets. I like the fact that their vets on their team, like their so-called vets, are actually good NBA players. Like Derek White, good NBA player. Al Horford, good NBA player. Like Al Horford plays his role. He's like a souped up, evolved form of Taj Gibson. That's basically what Al Horford is. And, you know, if they win the championship, I just hope the Knicks look at that success as they took baby steps. You know, they lost, I think in the last 3 years in the playoffs, they didn't make no major trades. They didn't trade no core pieces from the guys they drafted. And,
they almost did, though.
They almost did. They
were talking about breaking up Shannon Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They were talking about that this year.
Yeah, and hindsight to tell you that wasn't the move because now they're in the finals. So I'm just hoping the Knicks look at that and they say, well, you know, we don't need to like gut the roster and do all these magical trades.
Check it. Like when the Knicks went to the finals in '99, we had just fired Ernie Grunfeld, but he was the one that built the team. The team that went to the finals in '99, Ernie Grunfeld's the one that built it, but they fired him because the Knicks were struggling and stuff, and they stuck with Jeff Van Gundy instead of firing Ernie Grunfeld. So I mean, the decision, if they would have fired Jeff Van Gundy and kept Grunfeld, what would have happened? What we have would we have gotten a different coach here? You know, would Grunfeld been allowed to continue to build the roster? You know, if they would have did that, but the reason I'm bringing that up because the Celtics, they got rid of Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge built the first championship, and then Danny Ainge left because I guess he wanted to break up Tatum and Jaylen. I think he's probably the catalyst. He probably really wanted to restart and break them up and start over, and they weren't down for it, I guess, and then he left. You know,
so, I mean that was better for them because then Brad Stevens, he steps down and he goes upstairs in the management office and he allows Udoka to step in. And Udoka, when he first started the season, remember the Celtics and the Knicks was right around each other in the standings. And then that RJ Barrett game winner, remember that we came back for, I think we was down like 22 against the Celtics. I remember we came back and we won the game. And I remember because I remember that RJ Barrett, you know, people mobbing him and stuff. Crazy how one guy, it's a certain guy was not in that picture, but you know, RJ Barrett makes the game winner, and Jason Tatum basically said, "Yo, that game winner woke him up, and woke us up." So,
yeah, I get it, but you know, they needed that jolt. But what if the front office you know, stuck with Danny Ainge, or you know, I'm assuming this is Danny Ainge, but they just stuck with the notion that they need to break them up. So like at that point, if after the Knicks won or whatever, what if the franchise was like, okay, we're trading Jalen Brunson for somebody? They wouldn't be in the finals right now, you know, and then maybe that would have changed things a little bit too, if they would have changed Jalen Brown, right? You know what I'm saying? That would have changed the whole trajectory. They probably wouldn't have made the playoffs or whatever. You know, and same thing with the Knicks. Let's say if we didn't have a bad February where we lost almost every freaking game in February and March, you know, if we didn't do that, if he was just mediocre during those months, then we would have made the playoffs. Maybe if we would have made a move in the at the trade deadline to improve the team, maybe we would be in the finals. You get what I'm saying? We're just talking about like one or two moments that could have changed the whole course of the whole season. Right now, they wouldn't even be like a Boston, you know, Golden State championship. It would be totally different just based on one or two things that went the opposite way. You know?
Yeah. Little stuff like that, man. Everything I go your way. As far as like,
that's why I'm not so down about the Knicks, because I mean, if Tom Thibodeau was to have woke up in February and kind of changed things a little bit, and maybe the front office made a move to help Tom Thibodeau, whatever, and they were on the same page, maybe the Knicks would have made that turn instead of Boston, and the Knicks could be in the finals. That's how close it is to me.
So,
you know?
So for me, I'll try to meet you halfway in the positivity cloud, and I'll say that if Tibbs would have whenever Cam Reddish had got healthy, if he would have just threw Cam Reddish in the starting lineup, along with quickly, would that have changed the trajectory of the season? I don't know, but I damn sure know that we would have won more games. We went 1-10 in February, so imagine if we go like 5-5 or 5-6.
Well, when was the Cam Reddish trade? When was that? What month was that?
That was February.
That was in February too, right? So I mean, if Tom Thibodeau wasn't so stubborn, you know, maybe we would have, you know, that would have been the catalyst to get us to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he literally wasn't stubborn about his rotations, I already got my rotation, you know, the fuck Cam Reddish. You know, if he wasn't so stubborn and tried to change what the Knicks were doing, maybe we would be in the finals. Literally, that was the point right there where we screwed up the whole season based on stubbornness from Tom Thibodeau and the front office.
I think we also, the season was lost. So it's two things. It's both of them got to deal with our two best players, with RJ Barrett and Randall. I felt like in November RJ should have been benched. If it was about winning, you should have just told him like, yo, bro, like take 2-3 games off. Remember, he was averaging like 8 points, and I don't know if we was losing horrible games. Remember, we was around 12 and 14 at that time, and we was actually beating good teams at that time. But at the same time, you could have did RJ. You could have did right by him by like at least benching him for like 3 games and let him come back right. Julius Randle, that same Celtic game, I think he had like 4 points, and then like he didn't even celebrate with RJ and those guys. Maybe we could have reined him in earlier in the season. You know what I'm saying? Like bench him. Start Obi Toppin. Contract detrimental of the team when you slap the laptop out of the guy's hand. Like little stuff like that. Like maybe Red wasn't all the way mentally there. Maybe he had some secret house problems that we don't know about. He looked frustrated, so obviously it was something mental, and he couldn't really focus on the court. So,
those like you're talking about bench. I'm not really into the benches, man. I mean, let's say if RJ was having an issue, injury wise or whatever's going on, the coaching staff and everybody knew about it already because we already went through training camp and all this, and then these guys are with each other all the time, shoot around and all this. If RJ has an issue, the team should know, like the team should know about it. Because that's the coaching jobs. That's the coaching staff's job. You know, I was watching I forgot the name of the TV show, but it has Tay Diggs on it where he's like in a football doing football and stuff. Right. So one of the prospects on the show, he had an interview with he wants to be a coach and a college coach. So one of the other college coaches were interviewing him, talking to him. So they were just talking about stuff. So he was just kind of playing games with him. So then he basically asked him the question, "Oh, did you notice this about him? Did you notice this about him?" And he didn't really get what he was saying. And he said, "Well, listen, if you would have noticed, then you would have saw that he had an Achilles injury." You know, and it's like little things like that. That's the coaching job's job. If somebody's fucked up, that your job is to know something's wrong. Your job is to know how to manage your roster in such a way where you can take care of that stuff. Like just like if benching was the idea, then that should have been done. You know, same thing with Julius Randle, all the attitude problems and stuff like that. It's not a surprise. You guys see this motherfucker every day. You know, so it's not a surprise when he lashes out. The writing is on the wall. You have to be proactive with things, and I think the Knicks messed up with that this year. You know, all of these things, not being proactive. I think that's like the word of the day. You know, they weren't proactive. That's why we were at the record that we have at the bottom of the the Atlantic Division there.
And I think like little stuff like that, like you don't start quickly at point guard, like at the beginning of the season. Like that irks me the most. It bothers me really because as I'm watching the Celtics, these dudes went through like 5-6 point guards. In the past like 4 or 5 years, bro. They had Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? They had Isaiah Thomas. You know, they tried I forgot Dennis Schroeder. They tried everybody. And you know who they finally settled on at their starting point guard? Marcus Smart. A guy who's not really a point guard. So,
well, I mean that's debatable because I mean it depends on what you think a point guard is. You know, the front office, Danny Ainge was in charge. Danny Ainge is looking for that scorer guy. Kyrie, he started with Kyrie and then he tried to get Kemba in here. So he's looking for a 20-point a game scorer, that type of thing. That's what he was looking at. But the answer was right on the court. So it needed a change of leadership from up top. To I guess the coach been coaching him the whole time, and he's probably been arguing with Danny Ainge. The organization chose to let Danny Ainge bounce and then let Stevens go up there and then let him choose a coach that's really good at coaching. Let him coach and then let me get everything right from the managerial position because I know what's going on. You know, maybe that's where Stevens is coming from. And Smart is the right choice because I mean you watch the video. Remember those videos that just popped up recently with him talking and coaching, players. And he's playing, but he's coaching his players. You know that he's starting and he's the point guard. And he's coaching the players. So I mean that's a point guard. He's averaging seven assists a game. So he's a point guard. Yeah,
he's a talker. He's a talker. He's a leader. You listen. I always. On some nights, man, be looking like it's Jaylen Brown's team.
Yeah.
On other nights, it looks like Tatum's team. But you know who's the talker on the team, and that's Marcus Smart. And that's a beautiful, like, symmetry, like chemistry, because those guys was drafted there. So it's not like it's animosity when another guy is getting the shine, like more shine. Like, whenever you see Brown hot, Tatum give Brown the ball. Like, it's never an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Marcus Smart, when he sees another guy hot, he finds that guy. He gives him the ball. So, that's chemistry, man. That comes with chemistry. And Marcus Smart was the number one point guard in college. And I actually liked him in college, too. He was a dog in college. I think I watched the game where he had 38 in college. Always thought highly of Marcus Smart. Well, it's crazy how 6 years later, he turns into this type of player. So I'm very proud of Marcus Smart, man. I hope the Knicks start targeting players like that, man. Because Marcus Smart always been like that. He always been a talker. So,
well, I mean, you're always talking about the drafting guys. Understanding we drafted Porzingis. Look what Porzingis did. Porzingis was more concerned about himself. So the real thing for me is it's not necessarily being drafted there. It's just the fact that you buy into the team. Like guys that are drafted to a certain team, they usually have more pride in the team. So I get that.
Yeah.
But some teams, some players like Kristaps, he don't give a fuck about the Knicks. He's just trying to get his pockets fat. He's just trying to do his thing, whatever, and get his brand popping. And that's very important too. The Knicks have to, if we're gonna start drafting, which we are, we need to get guys that care about the game and care about the team that they drafted to, have pride in their team that they drafted to. So that's like the other side of that coin there.
Yeah,
But,
go ahead. My bad.
well, I was gonna throw something at you. Kyrie and Kemba, right, versus Marcus Smart. Like who's the better player?
Who's the better out of those three? The best player is Kyrie Irving. Now, if you trying to win a championship, it depends on who's your number one option, and then you could go, hey man, I'd rather Marcus Smart than Kyrie and Kemba Walker. Well, Kemba Walker in his prime, yeah. So, it depends, yo. It depends.
Well, I mean, Kyrie Irving, everyone talks about him being like one of the better players in the NBA, but they didn't make him a 75th greatest player. There's a reason why. Look at his time in Boston. He kind of embarrassed himself in Boston a little bit. Same group of players. Maybe these guys were younger and they needed to grow, but he's the leader there. I don't think he was much of a leader. He was more selfish into himself with the sage and all this other stuff and all the stuff that he was doing. Kemba Walker, on the other hand, he fit a little bit better with what the guys were doing. But as you see with the way Kemba Walker played when he's with the Knicks, Kemba Walker, he can only play a certain way. He's not making nobody better. He can only play a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of pulled himself out of the equation. He let Tom Thibodeau pull him out the equation because he can only play one way. You know what I'm saying? So, Marcus Smart is a guy that's a student of the game. He respects his team. He respects his players. He knows his role and he does his job. I think that's the most important thing, that you need from your players, no matter, where they are in the pecking order, where they're the top leader, top scorer, bottom of the bench guy. Everybody has to accept their role, and accept the job to the top. They can't. Nobody can falter. You don't get to the finals just by being, like being lucky or just doing that. Everybody has to do their job too. Everybody has to be on point, and everybody has to be accountable and doing their job. But that comes from themselves. They themselves got to have that in them. I think we're close with our young guys.
No, it's coaching too, man. Dudes got to have defined roles. Knicks didn't have defined roles last season. Remember the biggest complaint, man? I think it was you. You brought this to my attention. And I remember you said, yo, it looked like we watching 5 different Knicks teams this year, man. Yeah. We watching 5 different Knicks offenses. We had the Julius Randle slow pace. Then we had the RJ centric. We had the fast paced offense with the kids. And then we had the slow pace offense with the vets. And then we had ISO Burks. So right. we never had clear defined roles throughout the season. I thought that was another problem. If we'd have had more clear defined roles, I think we would have been better out the gate. And we would have had a better offense too, like better sets and things that get guys easier shots. I have yet to see Julius Randle or RJ Barrett take a clean look from mid-range. Clean. I'm talking clean. Nobody in their grill. They just clean. They open. It's never easy for them. It's always difficult.
Yeah, that's all coaching too, But everybody got to be in sync. The Knicks are not in sync. Shout out to Charlotte. Charlotte just picked up Kenny Atkinson. To me, I think that's like the best coach for them. They have a lot of guys that like to run. Kenny Atkinson is going to make these guys press and do a lot of that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best group for him because that group kind of reminds me of the Brooklyn Nets group that he had. It might be a little bit better because the point guard is a little bit past first and stuff. So I think that group, that's like the perfect coach for that group.
Yeah, shout outs to Kenny, man. I think he was a good selection for the Hornets. So let's see, because he could work with PGs. We know that.
Well, one thing about it, like say we like this is a podcast about goons and shit like that, right? So I mean, Tom Thibodeau, everybody wanted him here because he likes to curse and this, that, and the other. Tom Thibodeau, we've come to find out that he is not a goon. He's maybe he's a bully. You know what I'm saying? I see straight through it. I want to call him other names too, but I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, bully is perfect. Bully is perfect.
Yeah, but a bully is somebody that could be a bully, and then like people are intimidated by him. I think like he's just a bully, and people just like don't know what to do because he's like, okay, I did this, I did that, I'm doing everything he asked me to do, but he's still cursing me out. You know what I'm saying? That to me is a yeah. I want to say the other B word, but like I said, I can't curse out the old man. That's I'll leave it to the pictures that we got here. I'll put the picture up. You know what I'm saying? I can't call them the names I want to call them. But I mean, yeah, a guy like Kenny Atkinson, he is a tough guy, because like he's asking the players to do X, Y, Z, but Kenny Atkinson, that motherfucker got a 6-pack. He's out there working out just like them. Because I mean, you have to have that mentality. You got to work out with the guys, or at least be in shape too. That's why they can look at you with respect and say, well, this guy gets up every morning and runs. And then he comes and watches tape, and then he does all this, and I say he looked better than me. So how does my coach look better than me? So I need to get out. That's leadership, so that's being a strong that's being a man, that's showing the guys that you're there with them. That to me that is a goon. Like you need goons like that on the squad. Say, yo, man, look at my coach. My coach is going crazy. The motherfucker don't sleep, but yet still he get up and he got a 6-pack, he eating good and stuff like that. Yeah, I gotta get on that shit. But like you look at Tom Thibodeau, motherfucker's fat and he's they yelling, roaring and stuff like that. Man, this motherfucker, like he ain't got no kids, he ain't got no life but basketball, but we still can't win. Like you would think that somebody like that don't got no family. It's just him in basketball, and he's all this rough bullshit, and he still can't get it right. But then he wants you to be perfect. That's not that's a recipe for disaster. A guy like Jeff Van Gundy, he worked because he damn near killed himself. A guy went bald. He's drinking Diet Coke. He drives a freaking beat up Honda Civic. The motherfucker don't give a fuck about his life. He just loves basketball. You know what I'm saying? So like he fit perfect for what we were trying to do at the time. And which was play tough New York, traditional New York City basketball. This group here, man. Look at these guys.
Yeah, they look like goons, man. Yeah, there's some goons.
Yeah, these are goons. Yo, Tom Thibodeau was not on the bench during this time. Tom Thibodeau came on with Jeff Van Gundy, like after the 99 season. That's when Tom Thibodeau came. Tom Thibodeau was not here for this. You know what I'm saying? These guys here, they didn't need a coach to curse at them. They had Pat Riley. This team had Pat Riley. Pat Riley don't curse nobody out. That's a freaking mafia killer, man. He don't curse somebody out. Yo, Pat Riley was so ill. The motherfucker hair was perfectly combed with the gel back, and he had spare suits because he used to be up. If he split his suit, he'll call a timeout, go in the back, and put another suit on.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Mafia shit.
That's some mafia shit right there. So that was the leadership there, the example. So if your coach is going ill like that. It's not the fact that he won with the Lakers, because the Knicks weren't a fast break team. They weren't a running gun Showtime Knicks. They were fucking grinded out, punching. I'm about to say the N word, punching cats in the face. You know what I'm saying? About to go crazy. They're like punching cats in the face. Basketball. It's a whole totally different game. So if a coach is showing you that, listen, we ain't playing like how we played in LA. I don't know what you guys thought, but you guys can't do that. This is what you can do. And I'm here with you guys. We're gonna figure it out, and then you can go to war with a dude like that. Yeah. So that's the point with Tom Thibodeau. That's why I don't like him. For fans out there that keep saying, you gotta fire Tom Thibodeau. Who you gonna get here, huh? He's what a great coach. What are you talking about? Guys like that. If you're like that, take this picture off. If you're one of those people, I just feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you that you're like that, because you don't see the big picture. You don't understand what I'm saying. You don't get the point I'm making here with that. I'm not gonna run into the wall for no motherfucker like Tom Thibodeau.
I think the frustration comes with Tom Thibodeau specifically, and the Celtics is beating the Warriors right now. It's crazy by 4, but I think the problem with Thibodeau is he should know better. I think that's the basis of everything. Like, I think It's simple stuff that he should know better. You should know that Alec Burke is slowing down your offense. You want to talk about numbers? You should know Emmanuel Quickly he makes Julius Randle better. The numbers show it, on court shows it. He needs a guy like that at point guard. So if he makes the team's so-called best player better, why the hell is he not touching the court? Nobody on the planet will run a two-man game with Alec Burks and Julius Randle.
You didn't see the tape. You got to watch the game 4 or 5 times straight in order for you to understand what's going on.
Get the fuck.
You know what I'm saying? That's Tom Thibodeau.
I don't need to see. I watched Knicks games twice, probably 3 times. I don't need to see a game 3 times to understand that that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that is very annoying, man. And I'm watching the Celtics and the Warriors, man. These dudes make adjustments. I don't like the fact that Steve Kerr has not played Kuminga yet when he needs athleticism. But okay, Steve Kerr. And Draymond Green has a famous triple single with 2 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Listen, man. Knicks is so we like 2 years away from being 2 years away.
I don't think so, man. I don't think we're that far away. We might be 2 years away, but as far as like building the team, we're not that far away. Like I was saying with Boston, like Boston could have been us at one point of the season. It could have been, like I said, it could have been a switch. They could have traded Jalen Brunson and they could have been in the doldrums, and then we could have made a better effort at the trade deadline to fix the team. And then if we go maybe on a winning streak or at least be mediocre in February, we're in the playoffs. And hopefully we do the same thing that Boston did and gel down the stretch. And then we could have easily did that. One move would have changed all of that. From either team. If Boston would have did what they did, they would be in the doldrums. And if we would have did something, one little move extra, we probably could have been in the finals.
Yeah, man. Or certain people check their egos at the door. Then maybe we could have definitely made some noise. That February completely took us out of our zone.
Yeah, it fucked us up. But I mean, we're close to. We're very close to Boston. I like, even though they're in the finals right now and then they're playing well or whatever, I'm looking at their roster and I feel like I can beat them. I feel like with the Knicks, if we was to fix the team a certain way, which is not like so many moves, if we just do a tweak to what we're doing offensively, get another voice in here, and then make positive moves, get rid of Walker, get rid of everything that we say, if we do that, I think we could possibly be in Boston spot, this time next year.
How we could get the Boston spot? First of all, they got to give me a win. Knicks got to get a win, man. Got to get a win. I think it's 3 things. They got to settle this Randall Obi situation. That's the first thing. The second thing is establish who the starting point guard is early. I would like for them to do that around draft time, around free agency time, before Summer League. I would like an article to come out saying that, we're gonna go the Quickly route, because I'm under the mindset right now that Emmanuel Quickly is my starting point guard.
Right.
I'm not interested in Jalen Brunson like that for $20 million plus. I'm not interested in those other guards. Colin Sexton, I would love to have him in, but I haven't read no links between the Knicks and Sexton. So
right. Let me show you a picture, because we got to get into the Goon stuff. Does that do anything for you?
Yeah, man.
what did this dude do on the Lakers that he needed to have attempted murder on him in the middle of a basketball game? And nobody flinched. Look at everybody that's watching. They didn't even flinch. Like, that's some regular shit that happened back in the days. That was young X-Men with the Supersonics. Now check out X-Men after he left the Knicks. He went to the Nets right after he went to Boston. Then went to look. He's choking out Juwan Howard. The motherfucker never learned his lesson. This had to be like 10 years apart, those 2 pictures, and he's still choking cats out. He was
punking Pippen to the point Jordan had to come over like, "Hey, yo, man, what's up, man?"
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You need goons to whatever. But listen, Jordan is a bigger goon. You know, Jordan is the one dropping 30, 45, 50 points in these games, and he's the one that's I'm not afraid. So if he's not afraid against the Knicks, what does that do for the rest of the team? So my question to you, right? Well, and just as fans out there, like who on the roster is those guys for us? You know, you're talking about draft picks and stuff like that. You know, who did we draft? You know, that is going to do that for us. You know, like we don't need people to be choked out. You know, like we don't need we don't need this. You know, we don't need attempted murder out there, but we just need some guys that are gonna be strong. You know, be strong and like, look, this guy's not going hard and not yelling and screaming and cursing. He's just a strong man. Who is the strong male example that I can get behind?
So it's weird because we got a team full of nice players. Oh man,
it's not him.
It should be though. That's the funny part. Like we got a
look at RJ.
RJ, like, man, I'm sick of his shit.
Yeah, he's sick of his shit. But did he tell Julius Randle, or is he telling the rest of his team, like, listen, fuck Julius Randle, this is what we do? You know what I'm saying? Because if that occurred, then the team would have rallied around RJ's leadership.
I think so. It was a video where RJ Barrett, he called the guys over. All of the young guys just ran up to him. So you could see, like, over the course of the season, RJ was taking the reins over in the leadership as far as the locker room is concerned. Then you got the little mini reports of Mark Berman coming out saying, you know, Randall's losing respect in the locker room. And, like, on the court, like, you notice, like, a lot of people stopped coming to pick up Randall when he fell on the floor and stuff like that. But it's not to say that he's a bad human being. It's not to say that I'm not going to accuse him of being a bad teammate. I've seen times where Quickly has called Randall up to him, but I've seen also times where Randall has blamed Quickly for little shit. So it comes with maturity, man. I think Randall he probably needed that last season to go like that. So, you know, sometimes God give his best soldiers the toughest battles, man. So maybe he probably need that, man. Just like his first season, because he was ass his first season.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, as far as being a leader and all this, you know, I think Julius Randle had to go through this in order for him to self-reflect. He has to self-reflect. You know, he has to come to grips with himself that he's just not that guy. I'm trying to think of a player right now that went they were good, but they went to another team or whatever. I guess you can go through history like that, where guys, they think that they're the man. So I mean, even like, go back to the back in the days, Adrian Dantley, right? He's like one of the greatest scorers to ever play in the NBA, but he never won. You know, he never won because he thought that he was the man, that he was the best shot, and his teams he never made anybody better. You know, his teams never won. You know, he was on Detroit with Isaiah Thomas and those guys, and they ended up trading him and eventually got Mark Aguirre over there, and then they won. You know, there's a lot of guys like that. I'm gonna throw Melo out there. Melo is that guy. Melo is that guy. Melo is Adrian Dantley. You know what I'm saying? Like he's, you know, Melo is who he is, a supreme scorer. You can't stop him, this, that, and the other. You know, but he feels himself that he is the best shot on the court. You know, so on the court, he is not a good basketball player on the court as far as making the teammates better and projecting to win. Maybe off the court, he might buy guys shoes and give them relationship advice or, you know, or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever he'll do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but on the court, he's like Julius Randle. Julius Randle might be a nice guy off the court, family man and this, that, and the other, smiling in pictures and working out with guys in the off season. You know, that's one thing, but like on the court, when you need the leadership and you need somebody to be an example of, to follow on the court, Melo was not that guy. Ooh. And if he was, we would have won.
My only defense against that is Melo best point guard in New York was Jason Kidd, man. He was 38.
Do you hear what you just said? You went from Melo and blamed the point guard.
No, I'm saying his best point guard. We all knew what Melo was and what he wasn't. I knew he wasn't going to win a championship as like the sole superstar, but at the same time, Melo is the type of player that if he would have just had a point guard with him, I believe he would have won it all. But Melo also did a disservice to his own career because he should have known better. I think him, bluffing the Knicks for the remember he bluffed the Knicks and said, "Yo, I'll go to the Nets." And James Dolan pressed the red button and said, "The hell with that."
But look at the character though. That feeds into what I'm saying. That look at the character. So listen, I'd rather extort the Knicks to get me where I want to go rather than wait, play the game, see what the bigger picture is, and then get there. Get there and try to win. He doesn't care about that. He just wanted to get to New York, and that was it.
I think so. It was an interview. I forgot what podcast it was, but he definitely did say that was a mistake. And he definitely owned up to that. He said, like, if he had a chance, Curry is making crazy threes right now. But he definitely said that if he had a chance to do it over again, he said that he would have did it a different way. And, we all knew, like, he's supposed to go with LeBron to Miami. It was supposed to be Wade, Melo, LeBron.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason why LeBron in his prime did not want to play with Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Because he got Dwayne Wade there and Bosh there, and he had plenty of opportunities to go play with to have Melo come over with him, and he chose not to do that.
Melo already sealed that deal when he signed. Remember, he's in Denver. He signed he didn't sign the same deal that LeBron and them signed. He signed the.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole story here. He didn't sign the same deal that LeBron's signed because LeBron had the foresight because he wanted to put a team together to win a championship. Melo was like, nah, fuck that. I want that extra year. I want to get my money. I want my endorsements and I want my my la. I want all these different things so everyone could see me like this. And he's not thinking about winning.
Yeah. Another player who said that was Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady said he wished he would have known sooner, man. He would have treated his career differently. Like he said, at first he cared more about scoring titles than winning. That was the interview with him and Kobe Bryant when he said it to Kobe Bryant. So like, it's
perfect
a lot of players.
Example with those two. Perfect contrast.
Yeah, so it's crazy how like certain NBA players like in their careers like they look back at it and they say stuff like that. Who's another NBA player? I would say Allen Iverson, but I don't think he fit that category because Allen Iverson, I felt like he always wanted to win. I felt like his management did him a disservice and not him doing them a disservice. Yeah. I felt like he wanted to win. Like Iverson character was never questioned, even though he wasn't a real practice guy. Because I was watching a documentary on Iverson recently, and Larry Brown, one of Larry Brown things about that motherfucker Larry Brown. Man. Oh my God, I just had
he's a bitch too, man, Larry Brown. Because I mean, like with Larry Brown during his tenure when he was a coach, whatever, when he was on Detroit, it started with Detroit because he won the championship, and then he went to Philly or whatever came first, right? He's always talking about playing the right way. And get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, playing the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really just play his way. Same with thing like Tom Thibodeau, background. The thing with Allen Iverson, the reason why he didn't win is because Philly did him, like you said, did him a disservice and did not try to build, get him like a secondary player in his prime. They just squeezed him for everything that he had, and then once they couldn't squeeze him more, then they got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit on their part. And they did the whole he don't practice stuff to throw the attention off of the front office. Because meanwhile he don't practice. Okay, so if he don't practice, then bring somebody in there that Iverson respects that he might accept that role with the practicing. Because to Allen Iverson said, listen, I'm gonna score 50 tonight. I don't need to go to practice, motherfucker. I need to take a nap because I'm about to drop 60 on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Iverson was. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime player, man. Probably. Well,
I want to talk about the Kobe and T-Mac thing real quick because I mean, like when T-Mac came in there, he was playing with Vince Carter in Toronto. He should have stayed. The reason why he left is because he wanted his own team.
Yeah, he wanted to be the man.
He wanted to be the man, and you hear that shit.
But also if you watch his interviews, he also said like his coach was just being disrespectful. Like his coach wasn't.
That's an excuse. Losers make excuses, bro. Losers say, you know what, the coach was doing this to me. You're a loser, fam. And if you look at T-Mac, what is T-Mac? T-Mac is a loser. He's a Hall of Famer, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But he's a loser. You know, Kobe Bryant, he went to the Lakers. You know, through the grace of God, went to the Lakers. Shaq was there. You know, and you know, he didn't say like, yo, I want my own team. He told Shaq that you're fat. Even though you dropping 30 points a game, 15 rebounds, and doing whatever you do, you're a fat piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the leader here, not you. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass in shape, and maybe I'll pass you the ball.
So I think it's funny how you said Kobe had Shaq, right? So I think the T-Mac thing, he would have won if Grant Hill stays healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Because Grant Hill was the leader. Grant Hill would have been the example.
Exactly. So Grant Hill, I think, even though T-Mac would have been scoring crazy, he still would have been T-Mac. But Hill would have been like that because you need that other guy. You know what I'm saying? I think
you need a man.
I give you an example.
You need a man. Grant Hill's a fucking man.
So RJ Barrett. So in a situation like that, I think RJ Barrett would be a great leader, right? But he needs somebody that's more talented than him, like a T-Mac per se, in order for us to reach that next level. That's why when I look at prospects, draft prospects and stuff like that, I want somebody with some athleticism and somebody with some pop. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a great comparison, man. That was a great contrast. I don't think T-Mac is a loser. I think
he's a loser.
I think
he's a loser. What did he win? What did he win?
He was hurt.
That's a fucking excuse. Losers make excuses. Losers make excuses.
He was hurt.
Losers make excuses.
He was hurt. Don't do that.
Losers make excuses. That's it. Losers make excuses. Yo, listen. Why am I fat? Because I'm a lazy bastard, not because my wife keeps buying Oreos. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't do that. That back problem.
If we're talking about let's go play ball. I can't play ball, man. You know this, that, and the other. I'm a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? I'm a loser. Why am I a loser? You know, I'm at the pool with a t-shirt on. I'm a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blame my wife for not cooking hearty meals at home, or I'm gonna blame I eat a lot of I eat outside a lot. I don't eat at home. You're a fucking loser. All that is excuses.
I got a rebuttal for you. So, how you felt? Oh, good pass, Jordan Poole. So, how you feel about Brandon Roy? You felt like Brandon Roy was.
That's not the same thing. Brandon Roy got hurt.
But T-Mac got hurt too.
No, he did not. He didn't get hurt to the point where he couldn't have won during the time. He lost because of him. He lost because of the decisions that he made. He should have stayed in Toronto.
So that right there, I agree with. But I think in Orlando, Orlando is like it's like a wishy-washy thing because remember we just said Grant Hill got hurt, right? And we both acknowledged like he was the true leader. So once Grant Hill got hurt, yes, T-Mac was winning scoring titles, but he also was losing in the first round of playoffs. And his coach right now, who's coaching in the league currently, who was Doc Rivers at the time, lost a 3-1 lead as well. So his coach
Doc Rivers a bitch too. Doc Rivers won because of KG and Ray Allen and those guys.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
I think it was a lot of factors as far as like Tracy McGrady is concerned. But you are right though. Like his decisions early in his career was what led him male ego.
You know, hindsight is always 20/20. Now, like T-Mac is my age. He's like 40 something, like 40, 42 or whatever. So now he looks at he's the OG now. He got the knowledge now. You know, looking back, he can say what he did wrong and stuff. But at the time, you know, that ego was so overwhelming that nobody could say nothing to him. Listen, he went to. Not only did he go to Orlando, he went to Houston. He played with freaking Yao Ming over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had a small opportunity over there to be great, but they just couldn't do it. You know, there was no leader over there. T-Mac was supposed to have been the leader. He has the experience. He never was able to do that. He's a fucking loser. And you can't blame the fact that Yao Ming got hurt and this and the other, and that's the reason. No. You know, they had their opportunity. They had freaking Yao Ming over there in his prime with T-Mac that was basically in his prime, leaving his prime. He was still a good player. You know, and around them, they still had good players around those guys there. You know, so how come they couldn't win it in the West at that time?
I think in his Houston tenure, T-Mac, He had got so all right, boom. I know exactly what happened. So the first year when he was in Houston, he was healthy, right? But Yao Ming had got hurt in the playoffs. I remember vividly because he lost to Dallas, I believe. And then the very next season, that's when T-Mac got hurt and Yao Ming was healthy. So like his Houston experience was like up and down. And it's crazy because one of those years they had got I think they had got Ron Artest. And I was like, oh, I think they could try some. And then Mac had got hurt. He kept getting hurt. What great talent, yo. He was Hall of Fame talent. You kind of wished he didn't make decisions like that. The one player that reminded me of T-Mac right now is Jason Tatum. And it's nice to see that Jason Tatum was like the bipolar opposite of T-Mac. But at the same time, like they're both supreme talents. T-Mac was also supposed to join the Philadelphia 76ers as well in 1999, but the worst GM in NBA history, Billy King, had backed out of that deal. So that's why Iverson was also never able to get a second superstar over there. And, and one more thing that I learned, drafting bad. Remember how we drafted Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell? So the 76ers drafted Larry Hughes. Guess who they drafted him over? I say, God damn, you got to miss like that. You can't draft Larry Hughes over Paul Pierce and Dirk Nowitzki, man. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that sets you back, man. That sets you back.
But listen, who was the culprit? What team was that? What team was the culprit?
What you mean?
Like who did that? Who drafted on Larry Hughes?
Billy King
from Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
And who did you just say? Say his name again?
Billy King.
Fucking idiot loser. He's a loser. You know what I'm saying? Losers throughout life, basketball and in everyday life are all consistent, bro. I'm telling you, they're all fucking consistent, no matter what you do. You could be at work doing what you do, doing what I do for a living. There's a reason why the people are the way that they are, man, because they're fucking losers. You know, winners win, not always because they're lucky. No, a lot of times they through the way that they do things, the winning comes to them because that's how they are. You know, they just have the formula and the mentality to eventually win at some point. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's a fact of life, man.
Yep,
it's a fact of life.
So I'll give you another example. Gilbert Arenas. Now, when you say loser, I consider him a loser. Now, Gilbert, this man. He had a 3-year stretch where you looked at him and he was like, he's next up. He did not work hard though. That was a problem. And he was selfish. So
yeah, I know you seen like the Vlad TV videos with him talking. The motherfucker had a locker room full of guns. You fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? You're a loser. You ain't trying to win. What you bringing all those guns to an NBA locker room for? That means that you don't care about basketball. You care about your stupid like, oh, I'm gonna just show these guys up. I'm joking around and this, that, and the other. Yo, what about the winning? You know, in your prime. In Washington, he played with Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes was decent at the time. He was like a steals leader and all this. He had Antoine Jameson, excuse me. He had a few guys over there that they could have won with. The reason why they lost is because he's too busy fucking with guys that went on to kill their girlfriends and they're serving life prison stuff. You ain't too busy wanting to show him up in practice with a table full of guns, you know, rather than set the table for you and everyone else and set the example for everyone else to follow you to win the championship. There's a difference between a winner and a loser.
So this is why I love RJ Barrett. This is when I see like you know a winner when you see one, right? Dude deletes his Twitter. So you know he locked in right now.
Who's that? RJ?
Yeah, RJ deleted all social media.
I saw that too, man. You know,
locked in right now.
I got a rebuttal for all that shit, yo. Like, shout out to my sister. I don't know if my sister's watching. My sister, every time you look around, she's deleting her or putting her social media on timeout. I'm like, yo, you're not on Twitter no more? No, I needed a break. This is too much of a like, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just allowing yourself to even say that and think that is the reason why you feel like you need to get rid of it. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's just social media. It's something that's not important. Like if you made it that way and made it to a point where it's stressing you out, and now you can't get on with your life because of social media, man. There's something else going on there. There's something else going on there, and that in turn will cause an argument between me and my sister, whatever. And then but the argument becomes something else, and that something else that it became is the fucking problem. Not the social media. You want to argue with me about the social media, but the problem that we're arguing about after that argument now, that you don't like the way that I'm talking to you, or you don't like the way that I'm saying something, well, that's the fucking problem. And that's the reason why losers lose and winners win.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you stressed out about social media. Why? Because somebody posted a picture of your boyfriend back in the days, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. So you know what? I'm gonna delete social media because it's too stressful. And the problem is right there. That was the problem. Not social media.
You see how your man Tim's was like, we don't watch film.
He's a fucking idiot. He's a loser. You tell me we don't watch film. All these damn Knicks podcasts out there. It's not just us. There's hundreds of us out there making podcasts and stuff like that. We watch film, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell us that we don't watch no damn film. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'll be up 4 in the fucking morning looking at fucking shit for the Knicks. I could be wiping my ass right now. You talking about watch fucking film? Fuck you.
You got allergies and stuff. You almost didn't pop on tonight. I made you get on here. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers walking around here not getting paid on no money, doing this shit for shits and giggles, for fun. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell us that we don't watch film, man? Fuck you, man.
And that's another reason why I want to go. Cause I need somebody to curse back at him.
But it's not even about that. If Tom Thibodeau was all, I'll be like, yo, man, shut the fuck up, man. Like that, or if he's talking that shit, whatever, I don't gotta curse him out and disrespect him. I could just be like, he could say what he was gonna say, and as soon as he finished, let me get my guys here, yo. Don't worry about what he's saying, man. What we need to do is this on the other. You understand? Blah, 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 blah. And then let's play. Forget what Tom Thibodeau was saying and the way that he's saying it. Don't let him get into your head. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get off on you, and then he's gonna blame his shortcomings on you. He's going to blame, the reason why we lost was because we're young and because the guys are not running the plays right. They need more practice. No. You know what I'm saying? Don't let someone else get into your mind to that degree. But, you don't necessarily get that way until you get that experience. But people that have experience, that's the leadership. People that have that mindset about that type of thing, they're the ones that you need to help lead out here. Yo, shout out to this guy here. He seems to like mess up the thing here. We've been blocking you. So just politely suck my dick, okay? You want to spam the page? Well, suck my dick, okay? All right. So have a good day.
So are you watching the finals game right now?
Off and on.
So I'm watching it and I'm watching the players that's on the court. I'm watching the lineups that's on the court. Peyton Pritchard. So the lineup right now for the Celtics is Robert Williams at center, Derek White. You got Marcus Smart. You got Tatum and you got Brown. Right. The Knicks right now. You could throw Mitch out there. You put Reddish at the 4. You put RJ at the 3. You put Grimes at the 2, and then you can put Quickly at the 1. Run some small ball out there with one big on the court. That's a good steal.
I hear you, man.
Oh, Jaylen Brown with the finish. Jaylen. He's definitely getting finals MVP. Oh, my God.
All right, listen, back to the goon stuff, man. Back to the goon stuff. I'm gonna throw something up here. Like, remember Julius Randle when he had that big argument with Goldberg and stuff, and it turned into a big thing. And Donovan Mitchell was about to start arguing with them, and then Rudy Gay pulled him away. That's leadership. You know what I'm saying? But Julius Randle, he's just running his mouth, not doing nothing, causing a disruption. Who had his back? Nobody. Nobody had his back. Nobody was there arguing with him. Nobody was pushing. Nobody was trying to pull him away. Everybody walked away and was like, "Man, fuck this guy." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show you a clip now. I'm gonna post a clip, here of the captain. They call him the captain. So I'll just play the video now.
So it's it goes on, and there's a little confrontation down under the basket, and the tape stops. It's the game films. That was the way it was. They didn't show all the free throws or anything. But all of a sudden, this one started up. And it was wow.
Whoa.
Off his shoulders. And he just kind of went along. Decimated his team. Rudy Russo had a broken jaw, and Henry Finkel had a broken jaw.
I know a couple of guys got punched. And wasn't even involved in the fight.
Yeah, I kind of remember. And the league wanted to put me out of the league with that. But they had a film of it, and they showed that Rudy threw the first punch.
Yeah, so the reason why I posted that is because something popped off, right? And instead of running your mouth like a bitch, and not like a leader, instead of running your mouth and arguing with the refs and stuff like that, something happened. Willis Reed took it upon himself. And he didn't need nobody to hold him back, or everybody couldn't hold him back because he's such a strong fucking dude. He knocked out everybody that had a Lakers uniform. That was the Lakers. They were wearing the old Minneapolis uniform. They had the blue and white. You know what I'm saying? So he just was knocking out whoever was there. You know what that is, bro? That's the difference between Julius Randle, what he did, and what Willis Reed did. Do you know what the difference is? Willis Reed is a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? Willis Reed is a man. He knocked everybody out, and that's it. Nobody can tell him nothing. Nobody can say nothing to Willis, And then after the fact, he accepted the fact that he might get kicked out the league and stuff. But, they ruled in favor of him, saying that he didn't start the fight. But, you know what that does to the team? The team is like, yo, this motherfucker Willis Reed is going to kill everybody for us out this motherfucker.
Yeah, you motherfucker, I'm going out there with an injured ankle and all that for Willis Reed. You bucket, my team running out like that.
Willis Reed is killing everybody in that motherfucker for that game, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what Julius Randle's going to do for you. You know what I'm saying? This is what Julius Randle's going to do for you. This is what Julius Randle's going to do for you here on the screen. But, you know what I'm saying? Willis Reed will kill every motherfucker in the arena for the Knicks, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's the fucking captain.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not a loser, and Julius Randle's a fucking loser.
Yeah, Pudge, you gotta understand, people get on Randle because it's out of respect. He should know better. This is why people get on Tibbs. Tibbs should know better. You can't do that in this era, but at the same time, you can still show some toughness on the court. You could. I'll give you an example, Trav. And shout outs to you, Trav. I'll be back on Twitter on Summer League, bro. I seen your question. I'll give you an example with Julius Randle. Remember the game when he pushed Cam Johnson and then he got thrown out of the game? Do you remember what transpired after he got thrown out of the game? We got smoked, and Cam Johnson had a game-winning three on us. I remember that. That stuff like that, you can't have that from the team's leader, the so-called best player. You can't have shit like that. Give you another example. I was watching a podcast. I was watching Gilbert Arenas' podcast. He's a loser, great basketball player, great talent. Love his pod. But I was watching Kenyon Martin, right? So Kenyon Martin said that when he first got paid, so remember when he first got paid, he went to Denver, right? So that was Carmelo Anthony's second year in the NBA. And he said he could have went to management and said, look, listen, man, I want the ball. I don't give a fuck about Melo. I'm the highest paid on the team. But he said, nah, I wasn't going to do that because that could have put him in a shell. I wanted him to grow. That's a great teammate. I want people like that on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people who don't give a fuck about their stats. I want people who care about winning. If it was about winning if it was about winning from Big Dog Jew last year, we don't need him to take 20 shots. We don't even need him to take 15 shots a game. We just need him to impact winning. So if that's rebounding, making the right pass, not holding the fucking ball for 15 seconds in the shot clock, holding himself accountable, coming to the presses at the games when we lose by 20, instead of having RJ Barrett come to, he missed 9 out of 10 presses one time. He was during a losing streak. And I'm like, why the fuck is RJ Barrett at the presser and not this man? I want him to speak. I don't want to speak to RJ Barrett. I don't want to speak to the 21-year-old. I want to speak to the 27-year-old who's making $117 million. So it's all about
I don't want to hear what losers have to say, though. He's a fucking loser. I don't want to hear what the loser got to say. Well, let me just touch on some things you said. You mentioned Cam Johnson. I want to mention that. But my man Trav, shout out to Trav. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I didn't really get a chance to say what up. Geraldine in the beginning. You got a couple other guys too, man. But I just want to talk about what he's saying. That you can't do that in this era. Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin in the era that he was in. Kenyon Martin was a crazy motherfucker. Kenyon Martin would kill everybody out there. He'll kill everybody out there for winning. He's not going to sabotage the game. But he's gonna stick up for whoever he needs to stick up. He's gonna do whatever he needs to do to win, and he's not gonna do it for an ego thing. He's doing it almost simply for the simple fact of winning that basketball game. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily, Kenyon Martin, his skill set, he could have easily averaged 18 a game, 20 a game. He got close. J Kidd helped him get there, but he chose to play a certain role, and whatever he did it well. He just did it well. And in this era, the era of the referees are watching everything and reviewing everything and stuff like that. A man is a man at all times, fam. You know what I'm saying? A man is gonna be a man at all times. So like how a man carries himself and whatever that trickles down. Like if people see that, like real recognize real. So if somebody it's just like what guys look up to. Like if everybody on the roster.
I got an example for you. Remember when Randall and Kemba Walker was next to each other, and they said and Randall said they the heartbeat of the team, and Kemba Walker gave him that New York face, like motherfucker, it's one of those you front running right now. Yeah,
I don't believe you. You said it, but that don't mean it's true. But at the same time, Kemba Walker need to tell that motherfucker that. And if that don't work out, then he needs to get everybody else on board.
Yeah.
But it also too the front office has to get the personalities in order too. You cannot have a guy like Julius Randle on a team with a bunch of Julius Randles because you're just gonna lose crazy. But and also too you can't have Julius Randle there disrupting what you're building. You got a lot of character guys coming up in the youth, but then the main leader is drowning them. Drowning them as the leader, and they see it. All these young guys that we got, they all together and they get it. You know what I'm saying? But the guy in front, ahead of them is drowning them in his bullshit.
Yeah, and I totally agree with this. That we definitely need an alpha. Good shot by Klay Thompson. Warriors up by 1. It is 4.
I got another statement about alphas, but go ahead.
But we need. So when it comes to alpha males, right, and an alpha dog on the team, it can't necessarily be RJ Barrett right now. He's too young. And you will hope it's Julius Randle, but after the season that he just had, I don't know how much respect he would have in that locker room. So that's why I would like to bring on, and I don't think Derrick Rose is the rah-rah type of vet. You know what I'm saying? Like Derrick Rose look like he just drinks his mimosas and he just minds his fucking business.
Well, what is an alpha male?
In a basketball sense, Patrick Beverly. That's an alpha male in the locker room. Like one of those guys, like if let's say Randall's sulking on the bench, Pat go up there and yo, big fella, what's going on? What's up with you, big fella? Like, we need you. Like, you bugging right now. Like, get your head in the game. Like, we didn't have those guys. Alec Burks, he ain't walking up to no rookie or no young dude and teaching them the game. Like, he's not doing what Andre Iguodala did the other night for Andrew Wiggins that everybody's seen on Twitter. Like, he's not doing that. It's like certain things. It's the makeup. And it's the makeup of the team. We need more. Like, I would welcome more hotheads like Julius Randle if we're going to keep Julius Randle on this team. But I will also welcome a trade. And we could send him right to Portland for that 7th pick, or he can eat nice chopped cheeses in Sacramento for that 4th pick.
Listen, man, stay on topic, man. The freaking alpha male. What is an alpha male? Patrick Beverly's an alpha male. Why? Because he's always acting crazy. That's an alpha male.
Nah, because you could tell the leadership of the team. Every team that he goes to, they win, and you could tell how the team gravitates towards him. You could tell how the fan base gravitates towards him. You can just see it through your TV. You can see when a guy's a leader on the team. You can see where other guys respect him. And the biggest thing, look at the jump in the Timberwolves wins as well. They done had no alpha males in that locker room. Karl Anthony Towns is not an alpha male. He's not an alpha male. D'Lo is not an alpha male. Anthony Edwards can be an alpha male, but he's too young. You know what I'm saying? He's 21. He's still wet behind the ears.
It's all subjective. If you're an alpha male, you always been an alpha male.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You don't just be like 1 year you're not an alpha male, next year you're an alpha male. No, it don't work that way.
Not as far as like a locker room is concerned, like a younger player is not going to step on a vet player's toes. That's what I mean by that. Like they'll listen. So we need more players who I think guys.
You got repeat that again. I gotta process it. What you just said.
So a young player in a locker room, right, is not going to step on a vet player's toes.
Because he's pussy, that's why.
Nah. I think that's just locker room culture. I mean, like,
nope.
I don't just bring. You're right, but then I agree to disagree because you can say, yeah, that's soft, but at the same time, if I'm a 19-year-old rookie and I'm coming in, I'm going to listen to my vet. I'm not going to really try to step on his toes like my first 2 years in the league. Like I'm just getting here.
No.
So you think Anthony Edwards is that? I think he's a dog, right? We know Pat Beverly is a dog, but Edwards is going to listen to Pat Beverly. That's where I'm trying to go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like Towns, we know he's better than Pat Beverly, but he's going to listen to him if Pat Beverly calls him over. That's what I mean by like an alpha male, one of those guys, one of those the rah-rah guys, man. We need one of those guys. Taj Gibson is not that. Derrick Rose is not that.
It's all subjective. The whole alpha male stuff. You know who started saying alpha males? People that think they're alpha males. People that think they're alpha males start saying, "Oh, I'm an alpha male." You know what I'm saying? You're an alpha male. Hey, how about this? Suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? Now what you gonna do? Alpha male? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? I'm gonna make a phone call. Yo, I'm blood. I'm gonna make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm a crip. I'm gonna make a phone call. You're still a pussy until your phone call, till they answer the phone call, right? Or until they pull up, right? You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact that you're even involved in that shit, this tells me what type of person that you are. You get what I'm saying? Like an alpha male is somebody that is a man at all times. You know what I'm saying? How did they become that? You know, that's their own personal journey, this, that, and the other. But you are a man at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like if another man he's a veteran, this, that, and the other. Like just because he's a veteran on the team does not pull me off my square. Doesn't make me I gotta act a certain way because he's a vet. No, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? How it works is that the veteran is gonna see me how I'm moving and say, that's the guy right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like an alpha male is gonna see another dude and see him see his personality like a Karl Anthony Towns and saying like Jimmy Butler. That's not the guy.
That's
you know, and he's fucking driving me crazy. Get me off this team. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of pussies on this team. Get me off this team. You know what I'm saying? Even take it back to like outside of basketball. Just bring it to regular life. Like in your job. Like you work around people or you work with people. Like you know if this guy pops up today, like you're gonna have a bad day. You know, because this guy is this, that, and the other. But you know, if you see another name on the schedule and you know you work with them, you know you can rock with that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because you respect him, and in return he respects you because he knows how you are. You know, he recognized you as being whatever the alpha male stuff. The only people that say they're alpha males call themselves alpha males. You know, guys that wear men's cologne and put the lotion on and this, that, and the other. Those are the guys that think they're alpha males. You know, so the guys with the freaking with the S curls and the freaking now they got dreads now, and they go to the beauty salon and get dreads. You know, and then they go to the party and they be smoking, they be drinking like nigga. That's not an alpha male, but they think that they are because of the stigma and all this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Alpha males is a man. And if you don't know what that is, then you have no idea. Then you're not an alpha male. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Julius Randle's not an alpha male. He could be raw. He could be all like tough. Oh, I'm so mad. You're a loser.
I see. So so it's funny. Out of our young players, right?
Well, you get what I'm saying, guys. You get what I'm saying, guys. That when you shake their hand and now your hands smell like cologne all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? That guy just jerked off before he came to work with his cologne and stuff, and he can't get the smell out of his hands. You know what I'm saying? And now he put the scent on you now. You know what I'm saying? He put the scent on you because he wants all the women to be turned off by the shit that it's all subliminal stuff. I'm trying to tell you, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. You always give me hype about certain things. I got two more points too that I want to get on, but go ahead.
No, man, I'm watching this game, man, and you looking at the alpha male on the court, Draymond Green, Steph Curry's an alpha, Clay's an alpha. Who's not an alpha? Andrew Wiggins. So it could work. You get what I'm saying? You just need certain type of personalities that fit together. I think RJ Barrett can fit that role of a goon. I think he has it in him. My only thing with RJ Barrett is, can you scream a little more? Can you snarl a little more? Can I get some more ugly faces, man, after you're done?
But that's not alpha. That's not necessarily alpha.
It starts to show confidence. When you start showing confidence
to you,
it bleeds. It bleeds out to the team.
That shows it to you, though.
Nah, it doesn't show it to me. That shows it to other NBA players. They need to start fearing the Knicks. Nobody fears the Knicks. They feared us during that almighty.
So if the Knicks went around doing this on the court like that makes them more alphas.
That's how I felt the season before this season. That's how it felt. It felt like we had a bunch of gremlins on the court. Randall was ugly. He had a ugly afro. He was making every mid-range jumper known to man. Reggie Bullock couldn't miss. RJ Barrett couldn't miss. Alfred Payton ugly ass was getting 7 assists per game. So I know it could happen. It's just the right mix and the right combination. What I would like for you to do is if you have all the Warriors, Steph Curry is hot as fire right now. Can you pull up the free agency for this offseason? Because
for the offseason?
Yeah, we could still make moves in this offseason because it's always signing trades and stuff. But if we can identify at least 2 to 3 guys that kind of like fit that personality, that mindset of a goon. But also, I think another thing too, low key, that I want the Knicks to go back to the old formula they used to have too as well, from 2000 to 2010, but like a remixed version of it. So like the Knicks had a habit of getting former All-Stars on their back leg, but they was getting these All-Stars and actually depending on those said former All-Stars to actually produce and help will actually be the reason why we win the games. But it's a couple of former All-Stars right now that is either a free agent or they're probably on the trade block right now. I probably won't say no names because I don't want the chat to start going crazy on me. But like one that comes to mind right now, like that's in free agency, is probably like DeMarcus Cousins, like a crazy motherfucker like that. I know he's not a leader, but he's a goon. He's a good teammate, and I know that when he's on the court, he's not gonna let nobody push RJ Barrett or punk one of those young guys. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like that who's intimidating. Like Mitch, I love Mitchell Robinson. He's not intimidating yet. He's not intimidating. He's still a goofball to me. Like maybe because we drafted him and I've seen him for 4 years, so I'm just so used to like Mitch being a goofball. But like a guy like Cousins, Rondo's a good example. Good looking, brother.
Well, I mean, like a guy like Mitchell Robinson, the reason why he's not considered that way because look at the way he talks. Every time he gets an interview, he's like, he sounds like fucking Popeye and shit. You know
He's
what I'm
young
saying?
though. He's young though.
That's bullshit. The young stuff is bullshit because then people say, "Oh, he's old. Y'all don't want the vets on." You say that. I don't want the vets on this team because this, that, and the other. That's all of that is bullshit. All that is bullshit. Look at the Celtics. They got vets and they got rookies. Look at Golden State. They got vets and they got rookies. But just look who's on the court. No matter if they're vets or rookies, they still got the same personality. They still got the same winning thing about them.
Unselfish. Very unselfish. Good defense, Warriors. Good defense. But the Warriors is very unselfish. But that goes with your leader. Stephen Curry is one of the most unselfish leaders in NBA history. He might be the best leader of all time.
But like you mentioned how come Steve Kerr didn't play Kuminga? Maybe it has to do with some kind of maturity shit. How come the Celtics aren't playing Naismith?
Naismith, yeah.
What I'm saying? That there's a few players on the team. How come they're not playing these certain guys? It's because it could be a reason. It could be personality wise. I can't trust this guy because he's not a man. He's not. I can't trust him. I don't look into his eyes and see a man. I see a dude that's shaking in his boots. What I'm saying? That's shook by what's happening now. Well, he ain't ready for that smoke. I just want to talk about the Cam Johnson shit. Julius Randle got ejected and this and the other, and Cam Johnson did. So what Cam Johnson did, he showed everybody that he wasn't afraid of what Julius Randle was doing, and went out there and hit the game-winning shot. Do you know what that does to the locker room? Do you know what that does to the locker room? Like Cam Johnson just got elevated to quote unquote alpha male status now. With Cam Johnson, now I can get behind this guy. This is a guy I want on my team. And on the opposite, Julius Randle got punked by Cam Johnson. So when Cam Johnson hits the game-winning shot, what does that do to Julius Randle? Julius Randle loses the team. You lost the team now because nobody respect you. Because this kid Cam Johnson don't give a fuck about you. He wasn't intimidated. He used that and hit the game-winning shot to win. To hell with you. And then what does that do to the morale of your team when you get punked and sunned like that?
Yeah, that was tough, man. Rasheed Wallace. Could this team handle a Rasheed Wallace? I think we can.
Absolutely.
Man, Rasheed Wallace, man, not to go off subject, but he was one of the best power forwards growing up.
Well, it's not off subject though, because when you talk about like guys that lose it, Randall lose it, but Rasheed Wallace lose it too. But Rasheed Wallace is a winner.
Yeah, he's a winner. That's a fact. Rasheed, another person, Ron Artest. Like dudes who are crazy, but they affect winning. Like Rasheed, he was a great leader, bro. Matter of fact, you could tell he was in the Western Conference Finals against Kobe and Shaq, and they was up 3-1, and then the refs started cheating for the Lakers, obviously, and the Lakers got to the finals. But you could tell like early on, like he was a leader. He was crazy. He was on the Jailblazers, but he fought through it. He got to the Pistons, and the Pistons had one of the best defenses of all time. He's champion.
Rasheed Wallace has never changed. He was like that. He was like that in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? He was like that in North Carolina. He never changed on his whole career. Rasheed Wallace. He's a coach now. Freaking Darvin Ham got him on the coaching staff in the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So Rasheed Wallace is going to get kicked out as an assistant coach too now. He's going to get fined for cursing and getting kicked out of games as an assistant coach now. It's never going to end. It's never going to end because he don't give a fuck. He don't care.
He don't give a fuck.
He don't care. He don't care if it's affecting you, if it's affecting you. And he'll be the first one to tell you that, like, don't go by what the way it's coming out. Listen to what the message is behind it. So he's not completely what he knows what the hell is going on. Even like you said, Ron Artest. Ron Artest is extremely smart. He's might be a little touched. You know what I'm saying? But he's extremely smart. Like he knows the game. He's very intelligent that way. So watching Kobe inspired him. Watching Kobe inspired him to rein in his demons and really focus hard on his task. Because he know that if he followed Kobe, that they were going to win the championship. He knew it.
Yeah. What's crazy is leadership styles. Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady. Ron Artest played with both of those guys who he won the championship with. So, it's tough, man. The leadership styles is tough. Like, that's why I love RJ Barrett, man, because you see his leadership style, and you're like, all right, I see it, but can we get I've always said this, can we get somebody who's way more athletic than him, who's possibly, he could be more talented than RJ. He'd be way better than fucking RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
But somebody who's at his athleticism is off the charts that can offset RJ Barrett's below the rim activity. And this goon talk, man, it's goon talk. It like bring up Dennis Rodman. Rodman, that's a fact. He didn't have to score. Draymond Green didn't score a lot this game. And people was, like myself, was laughing at stats. He had a triple single every game. But them triple singles matters, man. Them triple singles got him 3 championships. So at the same time, I was disrespecting him. At the same time, I got to show him respect. Draymond can absolutely change a game and take one shot that whole game. Those are winners.
He's a winner. But it takes a whole team to do that, though. That's Dennis Rodman. He won in Detroit too, and not just Chicago. He won 2 championships with Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He won there as a dude that he's a guy that was shy, very shy. In Detroit. But what made him, because he's even though he was shy and weird, he still was an alpha for the team because he would run through a brick wall for the team. He would kill himself on that court to get that rebound or to make that defensive stop. He would take the elbow, he would take the guy yelling at him, take the guy punching him in the face or whatever. He would take that because that at the end of the day that he's going to get that championship. And then the people see him doing that. And they say, if Dennis Rodman is damn near knocking his teeth out, trying to get the rebounds, then who am I to not die for this loose ball, or who am I to not dig down on defense and stop my guy, or whatever, or he just made the best defensive player I've ever seen. I'm gonna come down this court and I'm gonna knock down this shot just off the Dennis Rodman's energy. That's the true alpha males there. It doesn't have to be the rah-rah guy because Dennis Rodman was never a rah-rah guy, but it's just that his presence, is felt throughout, in that way.
He'll chirp at you though. He'll chirp at you though. I'll give you another example. One of the best defensive players of all time, probably top 5 of all time, but my guy Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace was a goon. Straight up goon. He'll give you 6 points in the game with 18 rebounds and affected the whole game. Just gooning. He's everywhere on the court, hustling, diving for rebounds, anything you can name it. 4-time defensive player of the year. Led one of the best defenses of all time. But he was a championship role player, right? Or am I being respectful?
No, I mean, everybody's a role player. Even the scorer, the top scorer that's getting 70 points a game, he's still playing a role. He's playing a role. That's his role to do whatever,
So you needed guys like that. Tayshaun Prince, he was a goon.
James. He's Posey. Another guy that didn't say much.
Yes, James Posey, goon. Rondo, the 08 Celtics. They had a bunch of goons on there, right? Crazy motherfuckers too. Tony Allen, the grandfather. You got Paul Pierce. Every team got some goons, man. Every team got some goons.
All the Knicks great teams had goons, man. But the thing is that they didn't need somebody else to tell them this, or they didn't need to develop. See, that's what drives me crazy with the whole development stuff. Like, they need to develop. Oh, he's young. This and Anthony Mason was a goon at all times. John Stark was a goon from day one. These things that need to be developed. Chris Childs was playing it in the CBA. Next thing you know, he's on the Nets. Next thing you know, he's on the Knicks. He didn't need to get developed.
Yeah, but Evil, don't do that. I gotta rebuttal that. Don't do that. You talk about John Starks, Mark Jackson. These guys. You talk about dudes.
They were young too at one point, though, man.
Yeah, but they grew up in an era Like, you know, the 80s and 90s, they ever of growing up is different. These dudes is coddled. Them dudes came from the streets. Like that's a different type of
A man is a man at all times, no matter what the era is, bro.
Yeah, but it's a generation thing, man. A man in today's NBA, you can't drop Charles Oakley in the NBA right now and have him gooning like the way, like his gooning back in the 90s. He can't goon that way in today's NBA. That's what I mean by that.
With the eras, that's why you can't really compare eras, because like the NBA was just different. It was a different time in the world that time. So the rules were different. Everything was just different. Things were socially acceptable. You know, now it's the PC era where everything is Me Too and don't say this, you said the wrong thing. So the reason why the things are like that in regular life. So then the referees are now watching the same play 40 different times, and there's a replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey. That's the era right there. That's the era of his death. But still, regardless of everything, all this is happening, a man is going to be a man at all times.
Another example. So a current Goon in the NBA, I think he's like the best one, is probably Giannis. Goon. He has no Giannis.
Giannis who?
Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Bucks. But he's a superstar Goon. Like those guys he's a different type of breed, but
he's tough, man. Guys, you know, no disrespect to him. He's definitely on that level, you know.
So Bobby Portis, Mook Morris.
I love Bobby Portis, man. I think when I forgot who they got eliminated by, but they had gotten to like an argument or whatever, like on the court, and the referees jumped in the way, and then he got to the referee, said, "Yo, man, get back the fuck up. We playing ball. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing going on here." And then he gave a pound to the dude that he was arguing with. You know what I'm saying? That's a you know that I fucking love that, man. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. Like, listen, man, like we on the basketball court and we get a little hype or whatever, and we in each other's face and stuff, and then you get in the way to stop that. It's like, yo, man, chill, man, get the fuck out of here, blah blah this and the other. And you still get to do the pound because real recognize real. Like I'm trying to say, a man is a man at all times, fam. You know, no matter what the era, no matter where you come from. Like you talk about, all right. You mentioned this era, everybody's coddled. In the 80s, crack era. You know what I'm saying? 80s and 90s crack era. Okay, cool. You want to talk about the people make fun of the 50s and the 60s and say, oh, those guys are plumbers and this, that, and the other. They might have been plumbers and shit like that, but there was also freaking segregation and Jim Crow and people getting hanged in trees and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And they still have to go in the court and be men after they didn't seen all that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So regardless of what's happening in your era, a man will be a man at all times. And it's gonna be the same one. It's gonna be the same one. It's not gonna. The era might change, but the circumstances. But no matter what, that is what it is with that.
Yeah, man. Well, you can see it. And shout outs to the Warriors, man. They just tied. Well, Draymond, Steph.
Oh shit, they won.
Play. Huh?
They won the game.
Yeah, they just tied Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, and Ginobili for the most finals wins of all time with 19. No, wow. With 22.
Bless you.
My bad. Thank you. Damn, my fault.
Yo, I'm gonna throw this at you too. All right, we're still talking about the alpha males, right? Wilt Chamberlain. Is Wilt Chamberlain an alpha male?
Wow. Yeah.
Why? Why you say that?
Did you watch his interviews?
Yeah, he's a very arrogant dude.
A lion can see another lion. That's all I say.
Yeah, but a lion can see another person that thinks he's a lion and still see a freaking a cub.
I feel like. So how can I say this? I don't want to be disrespectful, but I might have to be disrespectful. He was a goon, but he wasn't a winner. You get what I'm saying? He had to learn how to win. He was all about stats at first. So that's how you lose that many final series. You know what I'm saying? I think he only got one with the Lakers, but he putting up 50 points a game, but you keep losing in the finals. I mean,
he's a loser. Isn't he a loser?
Hmm?
He's a loser.
You could say it. You could say that.
Will Chamberlain was a loser. Here's another thing too, right? Like you interview him. Yeah, I had like 10,000 women in my life. 100,000. I slept with 100,000 women. As for from another man to another man, like, hey, if you tell me, hey, I slept with over 100,000 women, right?
Yeah.
Like, does that make you an alpha male?
Nah.
Does that make you a winner?
Nah, you're a whore. ain't a much.
It's all perspective, right?
Around, man.
Yeah, it's all perspective. In my perspective, one guy could say, "Damn, he had all them chicks, man. I wish I could be like Will Chamberlain." Right? Another guy could be like, "Oh, that guy was messing around with. He struck out 10,000 times, or he might have ruined 5,000 relationships."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or how many he might have slept with 100,000 women. How many of them got pregnant and he didn't take care of them? You know what I'm saying? These are questions, or whatever. And that all comes into play on whether or not this person could be considered this, that, or the other. He was extremely confident.
Yeah.
So
it depends on what angle you look at it. We got
your personal values and stuff. The way you look at things.
Yeah, but at least the good thing is we got a team who got a bunch of guys who they look like good people, and I say, RJ looks like he's a man, carries himself like it. Don't play soft.
He has a great example. His dad,
Yeah. You could tell. I think Obi's a man too, because Obi.
Great example. Look at his pops, right?
Yeah, he was. It's crazy because he was with his pops the other day. And
that dude is always with his pops.
Motherfucker got 2 kids. He's a man.
Always with him. You know what I'm saying? Obi Toppin, his kids are always with him. Yeah. Obi Toppin is always with his pops. Gang life. You know what I'm saying? It's the Toppin gang life. That's what's going on there. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. That's stuff that you like to see. So we got some grown men here. It's just their personality is not wired to shit that we want them to do. So when you say stuff like, a guy like Rasheed Wallace, for example, he came into the league like that rah-rah. So basically from what you said is like, our guys is not rah-rah guys, because if they was, they would have came into the league as a rah-rah guy already. So you can't just grow into that role if you get enough confidence.
Right. Well, let me throw this at you. There was a player called what do you call they used to call him Sexual Chocolate. He was the guy who used to dunk. I forgot his name. For the guys in the chat, what I'm talking about?
Darryl Dawkins.
Yes, Darryl Dawkins, very good, man. Darryl Dawkins. He used to talk a lot of shit, alpha male stuff and this, that, and the other. But they didn't win until they traded him in Philly, and then he left. But he talked all that stuff about this, that, and the other. But he was a fucking loser too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only care about stats, man.
Yeah, you only care about stats. Only care about one thing about himself. Everything is about him. But he was a loser.
That should be the sad part. Like people care about. You could tell when an NBA player cares about stats. Like you can tell they don't care about winning. Like they don't get better. Like they actually regress. Like Hassan Whiteside is a prime example. Don't care about winning. The year that he was actually produced, that was his contract season. And once he got paid, it was like he never got better. Like you could tell who wants to be better. Like Kawhi Leonard is probably the greatest example of that. I've seen a bunch of basketball in my time. I've seen a bunch of wings. I see Danny Granger. Shit, I remember watching Paul George and all those guys. But Kawhi Leonard is like a guy who you would have never thought of being to the stature he is today. But you could tell just the way how he carried himself on the court. That guy was a winner. He was going to work hard to get to that point. Jimmy Butler's another dude.
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, go back to Kawhi though. Is Kawhi an alpha?
Yeah. He's a different type. He's a quiet alpha male though. He's the dude that he walk in the locker room, he ain't really got to say much. he gonna say like one sentence to you, yo, let's get to work. And you're gonna be like, all right. And then you're gonna see how hard he worked, and you're gonna fall in line. I think he's one of those type of dudes. That's why you go get a guy like Mook Morris. You know what I'm saying?
Mook Morris to me is a bitch to me.
You think
him and his brother?
You don't like Mook?
Because I mean, these guys they portray themselves to be tough guys and this, that, and the other. But to me, that's not being an alpha man. That's just being an asshole. You're just an asshole.
He's just a natural asshole.
Yeah, at least on the court. Off the court is a whole different thing. You know, off the court, these guys, they do a lot of great work for Philadelphia and stuff like that. So and leadership wise, as far as giving back to the community and stuff like that. So but his playing personality, both of them, their playing personalities is a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? So I had to retract that a little bit because, like I said, I know for a fact that they do things in the community for Philly, big time. You know what I'm saying? So they're definitely leaders in their community. So there could be different. You have different roles and stuff. But that's what I'm saying about Kawhi. Kawhi, is he an alpha male? Yes. Because he handles his business, that and the other. But the motherfucker haven't played in like 3 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, but the thing about him, what makes him still an alpha, even though he hasn't played in all these years, is because he don't care. Like he's always gonna be Kawhi at all times. Yeah. He don't care if people are talking about him. He don't care about this. He got millions of dollars still driving the same Tahoe that he had when he was in college. Still driving the shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't care. He's walking at the beat of his own drum and he don't give a damn. Still got straight backs. From the time he came on looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? That he is who he is. He ain't never gonna change it. He don't care what you say. Yeah, ain't nothing gonna defer for him from being himself.
Yeah, Kawhi don't give a shit. I knew Kawhi didn't give a shit when Norman Powell tried to give him a fist bump during the finals, and Kawhi just looked at him and he just pointed because he was so locked in. He was like, "Yo, bro, I don't even want a fist bump right now. Like, we gotta go get this ring, motherfucker."
Yeah, but I mean, the same dude, Norman Powell. I'm not sure if it was him. Norman Powell. He still had the fist up, like still whatever. But that just shows that he wasn't locked in. You're more worried about the pound than the task. You know what I'm saying? The pound is not important. The task is, let's get out there and get to go to war. Yeah.
That's why I said like Kawhi. That's why I love Kawhi, man. Kawhi's tough, man. He is who he is. He ain't gonna change for nobody. Yeah. So,
somebody.
Go ahead.
Nah, I'm excited. But what were you saying?
Nah, definitely when he had Kawhi mic'd up though, he definitely be calling out his teammates though. But it'd be subtle call outs. He was like, hey, come on now. Like he don't be like really cursing them out, but right. Kawhi's a dog, man. The claw, Kawhi different, man.
Yeah, shout out to Trav again. He mentioned Larry Bird earlier. Everybody's in agreement that Larry Bird is an alpha, right?
Yeah, fucking Larry Bird used to that white boy was cold, man. I watched this documentary. He told motherfuckers, "Look, man, I'm gonna kill you. I'm about to do this left hand jump hook. You not gonna guard that," and he'll do it, like little stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, Bird was the truth.
He hasn't played since the '90s, though, right? Yeah. But if he walks into the gym and see you taking the jump shot, he don't care who you are, right? He'll say he'll say something slick like I'm still the best shooter in this room. I'm still the best shooter in this gym. I know that for a fact. He would just say like just like that, to you, and you're like, what? And he ain't gonna phase him no kind of way. He ain't gonna feel intimidated. He ain't gonna feel, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? And you're just gonna look at him like, yo, did he just say what I think he just said? Like, hey, yeah, I said it, and it's true. Yeah. 70, 80 years old, but I'm still the best shooter in this room. I know that. Like, step up if you want to. Yeah. Call me out if you want to.
But listen, if you watch the old videos of the old Celtics from the 80s, that team was filled with goons. Robert Parrish, I seen him deck somebody in the back of their head. Kevin McHale, this crazy motherfucker, he used to elbow motherfuckers. Who else?
He almost killed Rambis, right? He almost killed Rambis that time.
We know about Kurt Rambis. Was it Vernon Maxwell? Who was the dude that you elbowing people out the sky, man?
Freaking the Detroit team, Rick Mahorn. Rick Mahorn was a dirty dude. Rick Mahorn, Bill Lambier, and those guys, they were crazy.
they had Pippen saying he got migraines, man.
Is Pippen an alpha?
Nah,
Yeah, in this era, people like to get on Jordan and say, "Oh, Jordan then went to Pippen got there." Pippen ain't no damn alpha.
Pippen not an alpha, but Jordan definitely needed Pippen though. Pippen not an alpha. He is a leader, but he's not an alpha.
He needed John Paxson too. He needed Stacey King. He needed everybody on the team. He needed.
Yeah.
He needed Luke Longley. He needed Scott Williams and all those guys. He needed those guys. He needed everybody.
Yeah.
Not just Pippen. Yeah. If you look back at the history, like the documentary, Pippen was pissed off about it, but that was history. You can't get mad because somebody just recited the history.
Yeah.
It's not like they verbally said something. They just played the tape, and then he was saying it on the tape. Oh, you maybe look wrong. You maybe look bad in the video. Nah, man, you was talking in the video. So I mean, and then look at Scottie Pippen as a player. Now look at Scottie Pippen as a 50-something-year-old man in his life that's going on right now. The women that he chooses to be with.
Not an alpha. Not an alpha.
You're not. But people miss that whole fact and then want to throw the shit saying that Pippen was the one that won those championships.
But try we just because Pippen not an alpha, it doesn't mean he wasn't a leader. It's a difference, right? Now Pippen don't have to be an alpha of the team, but you need an alpha. You need an alpha of the team in order for Pippen to flourish. Man, Pippen was not doing.
I don't agree with this, Trav. I don't agree with that.
Did you see what X-Men was doing to Pippen, man? Trav, I know you've seen it, man. X-Men was punking Pippen to the point Jordan was barking on. He wasn't even barking on X-Men. I think he was barking on the center. That's how mad the other team leader is. His second best player is getting punked, and Pippen is just going into his shell, man. Guys like Pippen, man. That's why Randall's not an alpha. That's a pure example. This is why. Who else I think is not an alpha? He tries to be. I don't even think, with all due respect, I don't think Devin Booker is that guy. Like, it's just certain guys, like, you see it, and you're like, nah, man. Championship 3 option, man. You championships, you ain't no, nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, he's Devin Booker. He might be tough, but he's not making nobody better. He's not that guy. Man. He's not him. Well, I mean, I just did a quick Google search there, but that's the most famous picture where Xavier McDaniel and Jordan going nose to nose. That they went nose to nose at that point is because he was basically sunning Scottie Pippen, and then Jordan had to come in there and get in his face to make him get back. And I think Xavier McDaniel told him "fuck you," and then Jordan was like, "No, fuck you." You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So. You got to tell the whole story, man. You can't just tell what you think just for your narrative. You got to tell what happened, and play the video of what happened,
Oh man!
And Jordan and Scottie Pippen's sneakers was trash. Just had to say that.
Oh man! Yeah, I didn't. At least Randall ain't doing that. Right. At least he ain't refusing to go into a damn game and stuff like that. So I could commend him for that. But that was the disgusting display of leadership by Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
and then I didn't know that.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen was like, I'm not gonna resign, and he just didn't resign. You know what I'm saying? Then he had an injury and he refused to get surgery until the last minute, just so to get back at the
asshole. Yeah, he crazy, man.
Too much.
I got a question for you. Is Donovan Mitchell an alpha?
His story is still being told, but I think the way that he stood up in the playoffs, it showed signs of it. It shows signs of it.
So he's a simple case of he's growing into it.
Yeah, in his case, he's growing into it. But the thing, Donovan Mitchell, I don't think that he's a leader yet. Rudy Gay and some of the other guys on the roster, they're grooming him. to be that way. Donovan Mitchell has the tools to do it, but he needs to figure out how to get there. You know?
Yeah.
Is he a strong dude? Yeah, he's a strong dude. But as like a pure alpha male, I don't know yet. So I mean, like I get what you're saying. In this case, you know, that he could develop to being that way. But you need like somebody like him. He would need the male figures around him to to direct them in the right way. You know.
You know what I would do? I would cut off my left arm to have Donovan Mitchell,
That's true,
and Carmelo Anthony on the same team. Like I would.
I agree with Trav here though. Mitchell's kind of goofy a little bit.
I mean, Mitchell is Mitchell, man. Let Spider-Man leave Spider-Man alone, man. We're gonna let Spider-Man live, man.
Joker is a little goofy too, but you know, Joker's he's a strong player too. But
he a goon. Joker's goon leader. Yeah. I love Jokic, bro. I love Jokic.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Luka. I'm thinking Luka Doncic. Yeah, but yeah, Joker from Denver is absolutely a leader. Yes.
Yeah, he's not scared of nobody. He's a goon.
Yeah.
Shit, you seen what he did? You seen what he did the Mook? What's that Mook? Yeah,
and you saw what his brothers are ready for war. You know, they don't care about that tough guy bullshit that these guys are talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? Real recognize it real too. Like I made that comment about Mook and his brother, you know, on the court. They're on the court antics and stuff like that. They try to play off that tough guy bullshit. Like people that are really tough don't care about none of that shit that they be trying to do. Yeah. You know, people that are really about that life, you know, they're not fazed by the stuff that Mook and them be doing on the court. That's only for show for the people that are out there in the NBA that think they're tough. You know, that's a show.
Yeah, that's why you gotta love a dude like Jokic, man. Like you can see it. You can see the leadership, man. And plus you want to play with dudes like that. Because you're gonna get the ball. He's gonna give you the ball. You're gonna cut hard. You're gonna play hard. You're not going to, you know, like try to mess up, because Jokic is a guy you want to go to war with, you know. But he groomed into that, right? He wasn't like that a couple years ago. Years ago, he was always a goon.
Who's that?
Jokic.
Oh,
like a couple years ago, he was always a goon. I'll give you an example. DeMarcus Cousins used to always try to punk Jokic back in the day when Cousins was in his prime. Always, like every time they played the game, always try to punk him. Jokic always used to never back down though, and he always used to give him 20, 10, and 6 right back.
Yeah, but just because somebody could score 20, 10, and 6 don't make them tough.
No, from the way like he plays, you could tell like when Cousins was trying to move him off his pivot, he wasn't backing down. When Cousins was trying to like get up under his skin, you know, elbow, give him a little.
Joker always stood his ground. So Joker was tough, man. Joker's tough. You know, that's another thing too. Like I remember getting into arguments on Twitter when I first came on. I was trying to be active on Twitter. I was getting into arguments with some of those guys on there because they were talking about Kyrie and stuff. How Kyrie, you know, that's why he scored 30 on that bitch. This and the other. Scoring 30 doesn't mean somebody's tough. You know, just because a guy, you know, he scored 30 on it, put 30 on somebody, and you know that you know with the whole stuff, you know, I just shot it in your face, motherfucker. Yo, I just dunked it on you, bitch. Like, yo, I got a knife in my pocket. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got a fucking knife in my pocket. Chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You drop 30 points in this and the other, but you know, just keep it basketball. You know, that's all. Another
example. Allen Iverson. You just gave the statement of you scored the person scored 30 points, but that don't make them tough, right? Allen Iverson, you were scared of that man. People feared that man, right? But it wasn't just because he'll give you the 30. That was beside the fact. The fact that this little 6'1" short motherfucker will keep coming at you all game long, and he's not letting up at all. And he's talking shit to you while he's doing it.
Right.
So
no matter how many times you tried to kill him, the motherfucker will still get up 20 times again.
He was one of the warrior alpha male in the locker room. Even though, 76ers, like we said earlier, they did bad by not giving him a second superstar, but that happens.
Was Kevin Garnett a goon? Was he an alpha male goon?
So real basketball purists know Kevin Garnett was a front runner. So, like he talked that talk though. He talked that talk. Like Kevin Garnett was one of the best power forwards of all time.
Right.
He was a goon. Like he's a front running goon. Like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, let me give you my opinion. Kevin Garnett off the court, dope person, good dude. You know what I'm saying? Very wise man, shit like that type of thing. On the court, he tried to play that shit to intimidate people that are not from where he's from. You know what I'm saying? But when you get somebody that's from where you're from, then all that rah-rah stuff, something that don't do nothing to me. That doesn't do nothing to them. Shout out to do you know who Anthony Peeler is?
Nah.
And, one time they were best friends at one point, but then Anthony Peeler ended up on a different team. Right. So anyway, they're playing against each other, and Kevin Garnett is in one of his moves where he's cursing everybody else out. Oh, I love the passion of Kevin Garnett. Meanwhile, he's calling everybody the N-word and calling this guy pussy and calling that guy faggot all over the court. So anyway, Anthony Peeler had enough and just two-pieced him. Bam, bam, right in the middle of the court. And then what Kevin Garnett did? He just said he was cursing like motherfucker, and then Peeler said bam, bam, and he just was like bam, bam. And he didn't do nothing. He just took the two punches, and that was it.
Oh man, yeah.
So
he definitely played the mental game though. That was definitely a KG thing. The best goon, one of the best goons I've ever seen, is Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph was the shit.
I wish we had a guy like Zach Randolph on our team. I remember a game.
Did you type that?
I did. I watched the game with Zach Randolph. Cousins was trying to bully somebody on Memphis. And Zach Randolph checks in the game. I guess his coach was seeing it, and his coach was like, "Yo, you know what, man? Yo, Zach, man."
Yo, I feel like he was mic'd up too, because it's on YouTube where you can hear every word that Zach was saying to him.
Yeah, so
it was crazy.
Zach just pulls up. He's like, "Yeah." He looking at him. But Cousins looking at him. Zach like, where I'm from, bullies get bullied. I'm like, and then Cousins looking at him. Cousins put on. But now, when that goon walk out there, that whole aura changed, man.
That's how I am too. Like if we're playing basketball in a tournament and whatever, okay, cool. This guy, he wants to intimidate me or whatever. Okay, that's all a part of the game. It's all cool. But then when you start crossing the line into another thing where we're not playing basketball no more, you're talking all this other shit. Now we got to have a different conversation. Now we got to have a different conversation. Some people they just think that because they're popping off, that nobody else can pop off either. So that's lessons that guys need to learn, man. That's all about being a man. But some people they might not ever seen a man before in their life. They don't know what men do. So they act a certain way to emulate the people that they know or just around them.
I example, right? Replace 30 with a prime Zach Randolph.
Oh, we winning. We winning.
But now, why are you saying that? But that's besides I don't even want to hear about the numbers. Why do you think we're going to win more?
Because Zach Randolph, instead when every time that Julius Randle's popping off, whatever, Zach Randolph wouldn't do that. Zach Randolph did his share, but not in the manner in which that Julius did. But besides from popping off, Zach Randolph's game was so smooth and is so perfect compared to what we're trying to do there. Like with the Julius Randle ball handling and stuff and this and the other. Number one, the ball wouldn't be in Zach Randolph's hand like that. The 3-point shot, Zach Randolph was in the corner shooting threes. He was shooting corner threes from the top of the key, shooting corners, whatever. If he got the ball inside, he was good at boxing out, rebounding, putting shots back up. So he would fit perfectly with what we're trying to do. And the way he would get his 20 and 10, and he would not be in the way of anybody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? he was also a nice facilitator in the fact that if he didn't have the shot, the ball was moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If the shot came up, he got the rebound, went back up. You know, he just knew how to play. He knew how to play the game. Julius Randle, he's good. Julius Randle might know how to play too, but he gets too mostly involved and maybe does a little bit too much.
Zach Randolph, and let's not forget, we praising him. Remember, he was a part of the Jailblazers as well. Him and Rasheed Wallace. Zach Randolph even had a fight with a teammate in the locker room. That was reported. And he went to Memphis and he grew up. He was always a man, but he just had to mature. He got to Memphis. They got Marc Gasol. Now you got the Grindhouse. Nobody coming in there punking any one of those dudes. And like Zach Randolph, man, he was so polished, man. High IQ basketball player. Didn't play much defense, but he always knew where to be defensively. Played below the rim. He was not dunking on you, but very smart, super strong as well. Like he was, that man was strong, man.
He was strong, dude.
So,
but the Jailblazers, they were good. They were so good that Zach Randolph had to come off the bench. They had Rasheed Wallace ahead of him, and this, that, and the other. So once those guys moved on or whatever, Zach got pushed into the forefront. But they were a bad team then. So that's just a victim of circumstance. And then like guys like Bonzi Wells and stuff like that. These guys,
Bonzi. I
remember Bonzi. Bonzi could have been a 20-point a game scorer, but because of his personality, he wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, yo, Bonzi. He had a personality like Andrew Wiggins. Like Bonzi could have been way better than what he was.
Bonzi was a goon though. Bonzi was he was a tough.
Good.
He might have been like, I don't really know the guy's personal life, but I mean he definitely was a tough dude. But I think he was more worried about that than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bonzi was a hell of a basketball player, man. I just had a name in my head too of another guy, and I remember earlier in the chat, dude said the fight between the Kings and the Lakers when Doug Christie. Those are some fucking goons, man.
Yo, that was a fucking movie, man. That fucking shit. I watched that. I watched that Lakers and Sacramento fight with Bronze and thing. I watch it at least once a month.
And it's like, yeah, I watched it. I think I watched it 2-3 weeks ago. Because the dude walking, he mushes him in the face. He tries to act like he ain't do shit, and then he gets pushed back. Now they tangled up fighting. But those two guys, Rick Fox was a fucking goon, slick-haired motherfucker. But he was a goon. And Doug Christie, this light-skinned motherfucker, you knew he was knocking people out of high school. No way, no how. You look at Doug Christie, you're like, this
that fight was so ill. After they had that exchange, they both got ejected, and they both was like, and they both ran to the back and got it in. They didn't care about no security. Yo, Doug Christie's wife is a crazy chick too, man. She was up in the mix too. When they showed the video when Shaq ran in there and started pushing everybody, she was right there. She was standing right there. She was ready for the smoke too.
Oh man, yo! Oh man!
What a crazy time, man.
You gotta have a crazy motherfucker. Marcus Smart is a crazy motherfucker, man. Draymond Green, crazy motherfucker, man. You gotta have them crazy motherfuckers on your team, man.
Yo, Q Rich, I used to go hard on freaking Q Rich, man. I used to say he looked like a big woman, he looked like grandma out there because he was out of shape. He even said it at the time. Those guys weren't playing good basketball and this, that, and the other. He got in shape when he went to Miami after he left the Knicks. All of a sudden, he got in shape, and he's still in shape to this day because of his Miami thing. But he wasn't in shape when he was with the Knicks. Always talking junk. His talent did not match his confidence. Q Rich.
Yeah, Q Rich was good, man.
Yeah,
Q Rich was good, man. Q Rich was a goon. He
was a goon, but it didn't match his play though.
It didn't. It definitely did. I'll give you an example of a team. The team that I compared the Knicks to, who they should emulate. One of my favorite teams of all time, but the 2004 Indiana Pacers. Can you tell the folks in the chat, in the comment section, what type of goon activity that team was so goonish that they couldn't even finish this season together and they had Malice in the Palace. And I knew that specific oath, that 2014, I swear to God, even to this day, I said, yo, they're going to the finals, bro. The way, and I kind of felt it because they punked the Lakers. Like I watched the early season game between Indiana and the Lakers. What Steven Jackson and Ron Artest was doing to Kobe, that was flagrant. Shaq was he wasn't important at that time. That team was scary, but
yeah, Jermaine O'Neal was a beast too, man. They had some really good players on that team.
yeah,
Jermaine O'Neal, Al Harrington, Reggie Miller. They had a really good squad, man.
all goons. Reggie Miller was a goon too.
Yeah.
Boy, had motherfucker, man. Goddamn, what's this guy's name, man? This turncoat. Spike Lee, he over there in the goddamn stands hyping people up, man. Then you get 3 fucking threes bumped in your face.
Remember that shit, Tim Thomas, Fugazi?
Oh, Fugazi, man. He's doing Fugazi. Yeah. Tim Thomas was tough, man. He was an ugly motherfucker. That's how you knew he was tough. He had to be tough growing up. He was a good basketball player, though.
Tim Thomas peaked in high school, though, man. He never got better since high school. But that's how good he was in high school. He was really, really good in high school. Like he was like LeBron in high school. But he never got better from the same game that he had to his last game in the NBA in high school. He never changed his game. Never got better. He still can't dribble with his left hand. His right hand. Crazy.
Oh man, Mason. RP Anthony Mason, man. Shout out to Anthony Mason. Mason is interesting. Like, was he the first Draymond Green before the Draymond Green?
Nah, man, you got to give respect to other players throughout the history and stuff. But Anthony Mason was good, man. He definitely was like different compared to what was happening in the NBA. Definitely.
And when that archetype started coming in, you got Barkley, Anthony Mason. What's this guy? Grandmama. What's this guy name, man? Grandmama. Larry Johnson.
But throughout the history of the NBA, what I'm trying to say is like Nick Great, like Dave the Butcher. He was that player back in the days. He was that guy.
Yeah.
Same kind of player.
Yeah. Yo, it's funny. Sully, this is blasphemous, but it's not blasphemous. It's not. I'd rather have AK-40. My guy, damn, I was about to say something. Let me not. I know. Let me not even say it like that. I'd rather have Andreas. What's dude? You know what I want to say? What's
Bargnani?
Not Bargnani. Fuck Bargnani, man.
Fuck. You said Andreas.
Karolinko. Not Karolinko. Damn, man. Andreas, man. I had got flashbacks, man. Oh man. Oh God. He tried to dunk from the free throw line. Oh God.
Yeah, Andreas Bargnani. Yeah, I think Amon Shumpert, he's doing a pod right now with Vlad. That shit is really good, man.
Oh, I'm watching that. I'm about to as soon as we done, I'm definitely watching that because I seen the snippets and what he's talking about. I said, oh yeah, this is going to be the one.
You got to watch it because Amon Shumpert, he's another guy that he's just brilliant. He's a very good. He's a student of the game. He could talk the game so smooth.
Yes. Yes.
And the reason why I mentioned him because he brought up Bargnani, and I want you to find it and then peep what he said about Bargnani. You're gonna flip out when that
yo, Shump, I was so mad about Shump, man, because remember, I know you remember Knicks tape. We all remember Knicks tape. And Shump, if he did not get hurt, if he did not tear his ACL, bro, the sky's the limit, bro. He's Marcus Smart. He's Marcus Smart before Marcus Smart. But he just tore his ACL. He was so athletic. He couldn't hit a 3-point shot.
But that was the second time he tore his ACL. I think he tore his ACL in college, if I'm not mistaken.
In college? Oof.
He had a problem with cramping. That was his issue.
Cramping?
Yeah, the cramping, like being dehydrated and stuff. He used to fuck with his muscles and stuff. So that's why he kept tearing his ACL and that type of thing.
Yeah.
He used to get IVs.
IVs?
Yeah, during halftime or after the game, he used to get IVs and stuff because he used to cramp up really, really bad.
Oh wow, yeah, that's something bad.
Yeah.
Shump is a good dude, man. I always loved Shump, man. I always hated Phil Jackson for trading Shump when he did, but I understood the reason why, man.
Shump was pretty ill, man. One time my sister, she was hanging out on the west side, and they was they was doing a club hopping thing. I wasn't with her at that time, but she said like she hit me up. She's I'm a brother, so she's like, yo, you wouldn't guess who I met, whatever. So she texted me the picture. It was Shumpert. Shumpert just was standing on the corner on a bike on the west side on his phone because he was Googling trying to find something.
Yeah.
And then she just seen him and he was like, oh shit, that's a big dude on a bike. And then looked up, yo, that's freaking Amon Shumpert. So she got a picture of him and Amon Shumpert. He just standing on a random corner in New York City on a bike at night. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Googling stuff, trying to find like a restaurant or something, or whatever the fuck, by himself. That's how cool. And another thing too, he used to live in freaking Harlem, man. He used to live like on 140 something street over there. He rented like a what do you call a brownstone? He's renting something over there. And he said that he used to sit in front of it, chilling. Nobody paid him no mind or whatever.
That's what you need, man. You need people like that, man. That's why I was so like hyped when I heard like, wait, we chopping? Oh, he in the hood. Oh, nah, I gotta pull up on the next case.
It's different though. It's a little bit different. Like,
but
you gotta watch this interview with Shumpert.
Oh, I definitely am. Shumpert always got entertaining interviews, man. I've always found him entertaining. I felt like his interview when he talked about Carmelo Anthony, it shedded some light on like Melo, because remember how the media always paint a story about a player, and then it's people in the locker room, and like just like we said earlier, like me and you both knew that Melo wasn't a leader, right? But we knew that he was an alpha male. And Shumpert said, Melo, he used to like take the beating from the media, but he used to tell his teammates like, yo, it's all right, man. I'm gonna talk to the media. We good, man. Just, we gonna get to the next game, drink some wine, like cool. Like he was always Melo. You get what I'm saying? Like he wasn't no rah-rah guy, he wasn't no loud guy. But at the same time, you still respected Melo's gangster. Melo was a goal. He just wasn't that type of leader.
And then when the ball gets jumped, right? They call a play. Melo holds the ball for 7 seconds, play is done, and the shot is going up. You know what I'm saying?
Who you want Melo to pass to?
I need him to run the play. We playing team basketball. He ain't making nobody better. We ain't winning.
When that Knicks tape year, right? When we was bombing teams away from three, I ain't hear nobody say that that whole season. We was bombing motherfuckers for 3-2. That first game up versus Miami, that man, I remember that game, man, like it was yesterday, bro.
Keyword is we. Melo wasn't making those guys better. We had a lot of veterans on that squad. Yeah. We had guys that were 40 years old getting minutes.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, we had Vet Goon. We had Camby, Rasheed,
Kurt Thomas.
We had a lot of
Kmart.
Damn, what type of locker?
We had J Kid. We had J Kid. We had a lot of. I think we had Pablo. Did we have Pablo at that time?
Yeah, we had Pablo. That was my guy, man.
That's a lot of old motherfuckers on that squad, man. So those are guys that know their role and not worried about nothing, But the reason why we lost is because the old guys, Kid got tired. Definitely. I think we played against Indiana.
No, yeah. Kid ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire loves fire extinguishers. Melo was worried about Honey Nut Cheerios. Shump, remember he was on his ACL injury, so we didn't have an elite defender. And J.R. Smith was asking females through text, "Do you want the pipe?" And Jared Jeffries, what game was it? Was it against the Celtics? I think Melo had 50 points on straight jump shots, and the motherfucker Jared Jeffries missed a point blank layup under 40 seconds left or some shit like that.
Jared Jeffries was borderline retarded, man.
He was.
No disrespect to handicapped people, but Jared Jeffries probably had a handicap sticker in his car, man. Okay.
Yo, he was hard. Yo, he was horrible, man.
He
And
was dope in college, though. In college, he was a good player in college.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, J.R. Smith was getting suspended and stuff. Man, it was so much going on, man. And even if Amari wanted to play in that Pacers series, they should have let him, man, for that money. But then again, Tyson Chandler was hurt. And fucking Roy Hibbert wanted to turn into a fucking NBA Live 99 overall Hakeem Olajuwon versus the Knicks. Then the very next year, it's crazy because the very next year, he forgets how to play basketball. That shit mind-boggling to me to this day.
Yeah.
Melo, or out of any time, Melo wants to take a fucking mid-range jump shot. You choose that one time to go to the rim, bro. What the fuck, bro?
Like, yeah, and that my man was like 7'3" or something like that, you know. So he probably played, you know, definitely he played his best basketball of his career in that series there.
Yo, what Jared Jeffries was my generation's Charles Smith.
That's a disrespect to Charles Smith, though.
Nah, because Charles Smith was not that good when he became a Knick.
He was still way better than Jared Jeffries.
I don't know, man.
Yo, Charles Smith was traditionally a power forward, and he had to play small forward when he came to the Knicks, and he functioned well enough. That's a big jump from being a post-up guy inside to guarding Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? That's a big jump, and he you know, took his role without complaining.
Bro, why do Knicks fans hate him to this day?
Because he missed them damn layups, soft-ass motherfucker. But he'll tell you that too. I actually met him before. I told that story so many times on here. I was standing at a corner, you know, waiting to cross the street over there by MSG, and he was standing next to me, and I'm like, this tall motherfucker. Like, I looked up, I was like, wait a second, that's fucking Charles Smith. And then he looked at me, and then, you know, and then he was like, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, he said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And then we started laughing. Huh?
Yeah, Nick Gill.
No, he had a suit. I think he was doing something for the Knicks or something. Like he was working. I think he still works for the Knicks now.
Yeah,
doing some behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. But he, you know, he had a suit on or whatever, but he was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And then we just started like laughing and shit. And then he actually kicked it with me. The light changed and everything. And we was like talking. And I was like, all right, well, all right, have a good day, man. Like, what the fuck? All right, have a good one, man. Take it easy. Like that type of shit. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But he knows, he's self-aware of what people think of him. He knows what people think of him. Yeah.
We said prime Marbury and prime Carmelo Anthony. Do you get prime Larry Brown as their coach?
What is prime Larry Brown? Prime, you know, oh my God. Larry Brown as a Knicks coach was the worst. He was playing guys due to their city where they were born. You know? It's crazy. That dude was nuts, man. He came here just to get paid for the Knicks, and he never came back to the NBA, I think, right? He left and went to college.
Was it? Didn't Larry Brown didn't he lead the Knicks and go to the Pistons?
Nah. He was with the Pistons first.
Oh, we coached the Pistons first. All right. Oh yeah, I'm getting the years mixed up.
Well, we picked him up like shortly after that. You know, he was with Philadelphia first, right?
Yes.
Philadelphia first, and then he went to Detroit. And then right after they won, I think maybe like 2 years after they won, he went to the Knicks. Something like that, 2 or 3 years after they won. Because they hired Carlisle right after Larry Brown.
Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not George Carl. Yeah, Rick Carlisle, he's a cool dude, man. Don Nelson. Players love Don Nelson, man. Smoke weed.
Yeah, I was about to say. Don Nelson be like, yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you know, fuck that basketball shit. You know what I'm saying? Who got to like it? You know what I'm saying? That's Don Nelson.
That's Don Nelson. Look at that Don Nelson. I always felt like, nah, he cooler than what it seems, bro. Because he looked like a hippie motherfucker.
Yo, remember you were saying that we got to get a coach that played? Don Nelson played. He played championship basketball with the Celtics.
Yeah.
Those years when they were winning with Bill Russell, Don Nelson was on those teams.
was on those teams. Oh, so he know the game.
Yeah, that's why he's a genius. Don Nelson was an offensive genius, man.
He's one of the. I think he's a top 5 coach of all time, and I think he's top 5 in NBA wins total, as well.
I think he broke the record. Did he break the record or?
Yeah, he broke the record, but I think he's just the only person with no championships above 1,000 wins. I think that's the only thing.
Well, Lenny Wilkins too. I think him and Lenny Wilkins won a lot of games, but they never won championships or whatever.
Last question: do championships define? Well, the Knicks need to win a fucking championship within the next 10 years. So this don't pertain to no Knicks player because they need a ring. But do championships define like how great a player is? Because you know how people are, man. They say Charles Barkley never get mentioned, but I know for a fact that if he had one ring, I know for a fact he'll be in the top 5 power forward of all time conversation. If you just look off his number, if you look at his numbers and you go to his box scores and you just no accolades, just look at his box scores, you'd be like, this is top 5 power forward of all time.
Right. And then slide up and look at his height. Motherfucker was 6'4". He wasn't 6'10" or 6'9". He was short. He was about the same size as the point guard, getting all those numbers for all those years.
Yeah.
Man,
these guys, man, winning basketball is hard to come by with Don Nelson. Never won due to Phil Jackson. You know how many coaches didn't win because of Phil Jackson, man?
Yeah, because of Michael Jordan and all that. The list goes on and on. But I mean, I think what's his name, Rudy Tomjanovich. He said, "Don't never underestimate the heart of a champion." Mm-hmm. Just because guys didn't actually win a championship doesn't mean that they're not a champion. Like Charles Barkley, he was basically in his prime during the Dream Team years, and he actually was the best player out there. And then when he came back, that's when he went to Phoenix. Charles Barkley was next to Jordan. He was right next to Jordan as far as talent and all that.
So that's why it kills me. Like when you say heart of a champion, say my favorite NBA player of all time is Allen Iverson. I'm still putting Iverson over D Wade all time. I got him 3rd on my list and best shooting guards of all time. So I removed that element of rings and all that, and you just gotta see impact. So hopefully the Knicks, we don't have that issue when we got to say, we don't have another Patrick Ewing situation where we got a Hall of Fame or future Hall of Fame on the team and we just cannot get over the hump. Because ain't no team, it's no Michael Jordan right now in the East. So can we make it? Ooh, Jesus, my fucking allergies is killing me. Can we make it? I don't know, but do I believe? Yes, I do. Why do I believe? Because we got motherfucking RJ Barrett and we got a great infrastructure right now. I think my biggest belief is in the infrastructure. Yeah. That's why I was really down on the Knicks a couple of years ago. Because in 2017, the infrastructure wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? When I mean infrastructure, you wasn't, so for example, you wasn't seeing Kevin Knox and Frank at Kingdom games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't seeing them. We didn't get those type of wordings out that Knox or Frank or one of those young guys was in Terrytown during the whole summer, like how we getting them now. Yeah.
The whole alpha dog stuff that we're talking about, Frank and Knox, so they don't have not one gene alpha in
they don't have not one bone of alpha in them. And you could tell, even though I'll keep it real. I was fronting for my 2 young boys, man, as they were Knicks players. But I don't got to front for them no more because they're not Knicks players no more. Man, they not alphas. You just see it. Either you got it or you don't. A guy like Cam Reddish. Now, Cam Reddish's last thing, he's tricky to me. Because Reddish, he don't give me that alpha dog vibe, right? But we already gave an example of a guy who grew into the alpha dog status, right? He gives me he can grow into that. But he just got to get time on the court. And I think he got to also change his mindset as well. I think we missed the whole part of I know we brought up R.J. Barrett and quickly, but Cam Reddish is another guy. Like, can he possibly be a goon? Can he start tripping motherfuckers? I want a dirty player, man. That's the type of time I'm on, man. I'm trying to win, bro. If I gotta step on your feet or something to win, I'm trying to win. That's what I would like my Knicks to do. Win at all costs. This team, they didn't sacrifice for each other last season. It wasn't enough sacrifice. Even at times with R.J. Barrett, we sitting there and we're like, yo, why the fuck are you taking that shot? He's wide open in the corner, bro. Stop taking dumb shots. I understand, like, I don't want Alec Burks or Evan Fournier to shoot the ball even more, but still play good basketball. Like, little stuff like that is very annoying. Lenny Wilkins definitely has a chip, though. Lenny Wilkins was definitely a good coach. But
what team did he have a chip with? Was it Seattle?
I think he was a player. He had to have been a player or something at that time. I don't remember him as a head coach winning championship.
Yeah, I think he won as a player, but I'm not sure about a coach. I mean, that's another pod for.
Yeah.
That's like a deep, research there for that.
Yeah.
But one last thing for me, man. Is there like we had Michael Jordan, we had LeBron eras and stuff like that. But throughout those eras, we mentioned guys like Tracy McGrady, Kobe, Kevin Garnett. There was all these other secondary players, like Ewing, Barkley, and all that. All these guys were superstars. Like now, these young guys in the NBA now, I don't see those superstars coming like they used to. And maybe it was Anthony Edwards, but still he's not there yet.
He's not.
Like Karl Anthony Towns has the numbers. He has the numbers right now. He could retire right now and he could possibly go to the Hall of Fame just because of his numbers.
Yeah, off numbers, he'll go to the Hall of Fame.
But that superstar guy that just disgusting,
That's just scary. Scared of?
Yeah, I don't see nobody, no young guy really, off the top of my head, So I mean, like, who's that? Where's that guy coming from? That guy is coming. He's not here yet. Those guys are coming. So I mean, it's very important. These drafts coming up now. So I mean, shout out Mighty 4 seed and all that stuff. But this 11th pick that we got, we have an opportunity between the next couple of drafts to find that dude because those dudes are not here yet.
Yeah, when you say that guy, it's a guy basically you cannot stop this man. Like it don't matter who you put on him, you just gotta hope he has a bad night.
Yeah.
Who got?
So I mean, LeBron.
I think Zion. See, my only thing. See, with him, his problem is he's hurt a lot. 1 and 2, defensively he's trash, and 3 he doesn't have an outside shot. But he got a chance to be on some because you can't stop Zion from getting to the paint. I've literally seen that young man move Rudy Gobert to the side, but like I don't know. And Luka problem, right, is I love Luka. He's nothing like young Dirk Nowitzki. And what I mean by that is Luka is not the same leader as young Dirk. So I don't know how far Luka will ever get if he's by himself and he doesn't have like a superstar caliber player. That's why Dirk in his prime, he was able to win a championship and he didn't really need another superstar caliber player. Because
Luka's not in his prime yet, though. That's what's scary about Luka.
But Luka got to man up and start playing defense first. He got to man up. He can't play to win a chip. He can't play the same way he plays now. Will not be the way he plays when he wins the big dance.
But on the other hand, too, Dirk. It took Dirk a long while to get himself together too. Dirk also had a language barrier when he first came in. He barely could speak English when he first came in the NBA.
Yeah.
Then he got himself a black wife and he's eating collard greens and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She used to make him plates. She used to make him plates. He used to show up to the game with the plate with the aluminum foil on top. Damn, son. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go through shit, man.
You got that dog in him. Even when I was a kid, when I was like 12, 13, I always said to myself, that boy on the Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki got that dog in him. Because he never backed down. You could tell he got that dog in him, man. He ain't got the system, man. It's over.
Dirk won during the LeBron era. He beat LeBron. You know, so he's certified. You know, but you know, like I'm trying to say, like we don't have those guys in this era. Yeah, maybe Luka's there. You know, he's on one of those guys. Maybe Trey Young. Maybe he's coming up.
Nah,
But when I say those names, you kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just naturally go,
None of them sound scary. Like when I say if you would have said prime Tracy McGrady, oh yeah, that's scary. Like none of them dudes is scary to me. Like I don't see it, bro. Like where's the Brandon Roy at? Right? Like where's the
those guys are not in the league yet. They didn't get here yet.
I think they're here. I think they just got to grow into it because these motherfuckers is just so young. And then the high school draft is coming up. So you know one of these high school players is going to be a future Hall of Fame. That's off rip. Because some of the best NBA players of all time is coming out of high school. So, last thing.
It's always the last thing with us, man. Now we in 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Last thing. Can a rookie come in and be an alpha male? Is that is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible.
So the one off the back, the only name that comes to my mind is Shaq. Like Shaq, you got this big 7'1", 280-pound motherfucker who just drafted number 1, and he's coming on to a team that wasn't good before he got there. So
yeah,
like he was, and he's a loudmouth too. Like he was always a talker.
Yeah, Ewing came in the league averaging 20, but then he got better, got all the way up to 28. 3 blocks per game. So guys could do it. Coming to the league. Come like even like a guy like remember Big Dog Robinson? Big Dog Robinson averaged 22 points a game for like 10 straight years in the NBA. Quietly.
Yeah, Big Dog. Yo, who was the other dude on the Bucks? Who was the other dude on the Bucks? The Bucks always had an elite big man. Like that shit ain't crazy. They always
they have Vin Baker. The Bucks have Vin Baker.
Vin Baker. Who's the guy before him? Was it Terry?
Oh, Terry Cummings. They had Terry Cummings back in the day.
He was really good. Who was the guy before him? Was it Dennis Schrempf? Whatever his name is. No, he played for Seattle.
Oh, Dennis Schrempf?
Yeah,
he played for Seattle and Indiana. What's the dude's name? It's a white boy, right?
Yeah, he was good too.
Man, I know you're talking about. I can't get his name. Sigma, Jack Sigma.
It might be. Oh God,
Jack Sigma is in the 80s. That's the 80s Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Redd. Oh man, yo, I'll take Michael Redd before Bradley Beal. I'm taking Michael Redd before what's this dude name? Devin Booker. But Michael Redd, dude. Damn, bring me back memories.
The Bucks had always had point guards too. They had Terrell Brandon. They had Sam Cassell there.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Terrell Brandon.
Yeah. They had a bunch of guys. They had a dude. His name was Eric. Not Eric. Eric Murdoch. He was good. They had another dude, Jay Humphries, that was good.
Who?
Jay Humphries and I think his name was Eric Murdoch. Those guys were good too on the Bucks.
Who was the little dude they drafted? Tony. Damn, he was really good.
Oh shit,
he was really good in college. TJ Ford.
TJ Ford. Yep.
Yo,
TJ Ford cracked his vagina and it was never the same again.
Oh man, TJ Ford. Look, they know. Look, they know. Yeah. TJ Ford was nice, dog.
Yo, shout out to Brandon Jennings. The Bucks forever had point guards, man.
Yeah.
And they drafted Marbury too, but they traded him for Ray Allen. They would have had Marbury.
Wow.
Yeah, you talking about point guard traditions? That's the thing, man. Me and you just two fucking assholes. In New York City, they got a freaking podcast. Look at all the shit that we done talked about it in 2 hours and 30 minutes. But the NBA can't mention none of the names we mentioned just now. They can't bring the history of the game. They keep talking about the same fucking guys over and over and over again.
Yeah, man, that should be whack. Y'all got to the point. I had to stop watching First Take and Undisputed. First Take, I don't like the propaganda because it's stupid sometimes. I only like First Take when they got a laughable subject. And Undisputed, with all due respect, Russell Westbrook is one of my favorite players of all time. I can't keep logging onto a show and you keep saying the same shit over and over and over, disrespecting that man. And I know, and I'm watching the Lakers, and I know he's just not the only problem. So, like, I can't watch stuff like that, bro. I can't. When the last time you heard TJ Ford? So, you know,
it's just weird. It's just weird shit, man. You know, it's also weird too. They talk about Russell Westbrook now, right? But watch after he retires, 5 years after he retires, they're gonna be all juggling. They're gonna be doing like this to his balls and stuff. Talking about how great he was. Triple double, all this that, and the other. How dare you disrespect Russell Westbrook? That's gonna be the new narrative.
He's a top 10 point guard all the time. No matter if you like him, you don't like him.
He's about to be a Knick this year. He's gonna be a Knick next year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I could totally see a Fournier, Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel dump, to give the Lakers some role players and get Russell Westbrook over here with the Knicks. I could totally see that. Actually, would I be happy about it? It's another story.
Would you be happy? Look, listen.
Oh, speaking of Mike is the main one. He's the main guy that talks about Russell Westbrook.
Moutier, Trey Burke, Frank. I'll take Russ. Like that. Beggars can't be choosers, man.
But it's only really because of the consolidation. We want the young boys to play, so we got to pack some of these vets up, and ship them off, for that consolidation thing.
Ooh, remember Earl Boykins?
He was nice too. All these guys played for that team.
Ooh, but every other team be having a bunch of point guards that the Knicks take. Man, what the fuck is wrong with the Knicks? The Warriors went from Baron Davis, from Monta, straight to Steph Curry.
Yeah, but what about Tim Hardaway? They had Tim Hardaway before that.
Oh my God.
Them guys got tradition over there too.
So we got to bring back our tradition. You see how you're saying traditions? I always tell people I want the Knicks to go back to the 1966 ways. So when I say 1966 ways, you showed that video when we first started this video of Willis Reed decking all the motherfuckers on the court and show how much heart he got, right? We need to go back to those days.
Yo, that is a punch right there.
Yeah, that's a
shit.
Yeah, that's
a fucking superhero punch.
God, Captain, what the hell he do to you, brother?
the whole crowd is like, damn.
Oh man, yo, that was damn. He ain't tell you to drink from the other fountain, brother. Like, he ain't disrespect you, brother. He punching him like that, man. What's wrong? But to get back, go to 1966 roots. How y'all won your first championship? Y'all won through your goddamn draft picks. How did you win the second championship?
They started winning after they made the trade for David Butcher. They traded for David Butcher. It's a mixture, man.
I'm not saying just don't make trades, but you gotta draft your Willis Reed. You gotta draft your Clyde Frexler, Walt Clyde Frazier. You gotta draft your guys. It's okay to make deals. Warriors traded for Iggy. It's okay to make deals. It depends on what deal do you make.
Yeah, they went on. They traded for Earl Monroe. They traded for what's another guy, Jerry Lucas, to win their second championship. So there's levels, man. There's levels to it. You always got to keep on flipping the script. Always got to keep on flipping it. Even Dick Barnett came from a different team too. He was traded, And
the Knicks, and even after they won that chip, they tried to go at it again. So then they have a sugar nose motherfucker. Then they had a guy messing with the booger sugar back in the early 80s and the late 70s.
Oh, Michael Ray Richardson?
Yes, and I think he was a 20 points per game scorer. And who was
Bob McAdoo?
Bob McAdoo. And it's not like they didn't try. The Knicks have tried, but they always never fall through with the whole plan. So hopefully this time comes around, they got a good base. They got a good foundation. You got a bunch of young players right now, right? You got a bunch of free agents right now who's all on expiring deals going into the summer. So you can move them now. You got a guy, a power forward, who, whatever the case may be, whatever we went through last season, The man could still put up 20 and 10 in his sleep. He'll walk on the court and get you a double-double, even though he played like a bitch last season. Hopefully he'll come back this season if he's still in Knicks jersey.
Straight bitch.
No other way to describe his play. But,
Yeah.
you know, you got him coming back. Obi Toppin showed life as a lottery pick, our recent lottery pick. He showed life. Quickly had 2 triple-doubles coming off the bench. So he could probably start at point guard. Quentin Grimes showed life. So it's a good base. We got 2 first-round picks in next year's high school draft. So I'm not really too concerned about, you know, trading a young player out of here, as long as it's not RJ Barrett. But, you know, I'm not too concerned about getting one of the young guys out of here and trying to improve our team or moving up in the draft. But the time is now. The time shouldn't be we shouldn't be having this conversation draft night when we do our draft pod. And we shouldn't have to sit on this fucking live stream and try to sell people who's watching us. Oh, we're happy with the 11th pick and Benedict McDermott. No, I'm not happy. I'm not going to be happy with that. What I would be happy with, what would make me tingle, is if you get the 4th pick or the 7th pick and you keep your 11th pick and you bring Ivy on the squad. That's how you make me happy.
I mean, that's a tall task, though, man. You know, that's a tall task.
That's a tall task. Can be
like the Knicks, like you're saying the Knicks need Ivy, right?
Yes.
But I mean, the Sacramento Kings, they're trash. They need Ivy too.
So I got a great rebuttal for you, right? The Kings, once again, they haven't made the playoffs.
That's why they need Jaden Ivey.
But I wasn't, brother. I was a virgin. I ain't even have sex yet. The last time they played playoff basketball, motherfucker. I was a virgin, man. So on top of the fact that I was a virgin the last time the Kings made the playoffs, Pokemon Silver came out, Game Boy Blue just came out. I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, they upper management already said that they want to make the playoffs, right? They fired their fucking coach last season after he didn't make the playoffs. Shout outs to the super chat, brother. Basketball gods dislike us, man. We needed Steph, not Golden State. No, motherfucker. I got a better rebuttal for you, motherfucker. How about you stop winning them meaningless games when you know you wanted Steph and you know you wanted a top 5 pick? How about you start that? With that bullshit, man. Knicks always want to win these meaningless games, man. They got to stop this BS. But I'm just praying to God that Leon Rose is not conservative, man. He can't be thinking about his past transgressions with Carmelo, because he was the one that did that trade with Melo to the Knicks. He's the one that got Andres Bargnani to the Knicks and destroyed our roster. So he did it twice. Right. So Leon Rose.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. We're close, man. I think we're closer than you give credit to, man. You know, I think, you know, we make a couple. Let's say if it is possible, we do like clean up the roster and we get rid of some of these vets that we don't want, and we actually do get like let's say like Russell Westbrook, right? You know, it makes sense. You know, we get rid of Fournier and all these guys because LeBron needs those role players to win. So let's say they make that deal and we get Westbrook, and then you know we keep the young guys. All of our young guys get better the way they're supposed to. You know, we draft right. Maybe we trade one or two of these young guys to get another player. Next thing you know, we in the finals. It can literally go that way. You know, it can literally happen that way.
Fuck it. You want to throw shit at the wall? I'm gonna just throw shit at the wall. So, a dream for me. Let's say we do trade for Russ, right? Can we still trade Randall to Portland or to the Kings for the 4th pick in this scenario and keep our 11th pick? Is it possible?
It's possible, but I mean, like let's say if we get Russell Westbrook, right, and like so, automatically, you know, right now you're thinking about now we're gonna push it because Russell Westbrook is gonna run the ball up the court, right?
Where does Derrick Rose fit in this?
Yo, Derrick Rose is a forgotten person in everybody's conversation, right? He's just a forgotten guy in everybody's conversation, you know. Because I mean, Derrick Rose, he might be one of those guys that you would put in that trade to get Westbrook here.
Damn, I wouldn't. I don't know how I feel about that.
He makes a lot of bread too, man. You know, I just don't know. Maybe he goes to Chicago, back to Chicago to go finish his career out or something.
Oh, I already said Kobe White for Derrick Rose. I already said that.
Well, what about Zach LaVine? You know,
come on now.
Zach LaVine's, let's say Zach LaVine for Julius Randle and Derrick Rose. They'll bring Derrick Rose back too.
You probably had me if you would have said a package deal, try to send Randall for Bradley Beal or something. You'll probably have me. You can't get me with Zach LaVine.
I like Zach LaVine better than Bradley Beal though.
Ooh.
But look at the backcourt. We just traded for Westbrook and we traded for Zach LaVine. And we got Obi Toppin in the front court.
I mean, you got better, but listen, you got better.
The playing styles match now.
Yeah, because Russ want to go up and down the court a goddamn day with Obi Toppin. Yeah, it matches. I mean, it's a thought process. It's just the Derrick Rose throwing is right in my backside. I'm trying to get rid of that. I gotta see, because if you do a deal like that, then you gotta see. That's the thing with the Knicks right now. You see how you said the Russell Westbrook deal? They gotta make at least 2 to 3 trades this summer.
Yeah,
like at least minimum 2 to really like clean up the roster. Because it's one, I want to see Reddish play. I think that's number one for me. Going in next, I want to see Reddish play. I don't care if Reddish is on the bench. I don't care if he's starting. I want to see him play. That's 1. 2, I want to see Obi play. Do I want to see Obi Toppin start? Yeah. Fuck it. Why not? You showed me he could start. Fuck it. Why we still got the baby cuffs on and playing him 13 minutes a game? And 3, I want to see what RJ got. I want to see if he could back up my talk about him calling him an all-star next season. I want to see if he worthy of that 3rd pick selection. I want to see it. I know he averaged 26 and 3, but he did that in a season where we was 37 and 45. And once you take the baby, the baby Pampers off of him, I got to look past certain things, and I got to treat him like how I treat other NBA players. The meaningless numbers don't mean shit to me if it's not getting you to the playoffs, man. So he got to
check it. I forgot about RJ. Check it, man. Freaking Obi, RJ Barrett. You got Westbrook and Zach LaVine on the same team. Wow. Did you resign Mitch Robinson? Maybe.
No, I'm resigning Mitch, man. Why is we even discussing this?
So since we did that, what do you think about that team? Did we get better? I think style-wise, we got better. We got to go to guys.
Who's my bench? Who's my bench?
You still got a bunch of guys. You still got Quentin Grimes is there. You still got Quickly. We didn't trade Quickly. And you still got Jericho Sims is there.
Now you gotta play the 11th pick. Okay, you talking to me.
And then we got the mid-level exemption. We can get somebody with that. So now you're talking about a playoff team. Fucking Cully, man. I've been talking about getting you on the podcast for like 2 years almost.
Yo, he said, "Oh my God, I know this guy." How much time you got, yo?
Well, I mean, this is right now. This is Cully's time right now. 12:51. I kind of need to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? 12:51. I don't have to work tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm even up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just noticed, motherfucker.
Usually, I gotta cut it off because I gotta wake up and shit.
It's up to you, man. I could listen. I'm off work the next 3 weeks, paid vacation. I don't give a damn about nothing right now, and I'm not having company until tomorrow. So, it's up to you.
2 hours and 45 minutes ago, you didn't want to get on the pod. How about that? you almost was like, oh man, we do it tomorrow. You was this close to saying that.
Oh man, yeah, it's up to Ewu, man. Sully, I gave Ewu the basketball, man. He if he want to beat Julius Randle, that's on him. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I gotta break out because I mean, I'm like literally like stopping. I'm married, yo. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm kind of fucked up right now.
Cully, you gotta come on. What's today?
Yeah, today is Saturday.
Saturday.
Now it's Saturday.
Well, now
we started the pod on Friday. Now it's Saturday.
Cully, if you could get on next Wednesday, if you could pull up next Wednesday, we would definitely pull up, man. So next Wednesday, definitely pull up, man.
Yo, Mike Johnson, you don't know shit about us, man. We were some working ass motherfuckers, man. Right?
I do pods at work, bro.
Yeah, you don't notice that? You didn't notice the fact that he's wearing scrubs? You think he's doing that for his health?
You think I'm just outside just wearing scrubs, motherfucker?
Yeah, a lot of times we start podcasts. I just literally just came in the crib, you know, and then we just click the boop. Now we doing a podcast, you know.
Shit. I did, man, doing 15-hour shifts, Mike.
Yeah, like some crazy motherfuckers, you know, working hard and then coming here talking about the Knicks.
Look at these motherfuckers. Look, Sully, now is fucking stop videos. Look at this. You see this shit, man? You see this shit? Look, Ralph, yo, come on, man. Y'all dudes is killing me, man.
Well, listen, that's the all-star team, man, right there. You guys are always on it, but you guys make content too, man. So we gotta get up with each other and really do something, man. You know,
whenever y'all guys ready, man. But yeah, it's motherfucker. We almost on for 3 hours, man. We about to cut this.
It's tomorrow now, though. It's literally tomorrow.
All right. So Wednesday definitely pull up.
Yeah, and then, and literally we've been trying to wrap it up for 45 minutes already.
It was my fault. I went off the rails, man. I think the Zach LaVine comment from the chat really threw us off the rails. Yeah. I mean, the Zach Randolph.
Yeah, but we having fun. That's the main thing. You know, with everything that we're saying, you know, as far as all the serious shit that we were saying before, you know, and all this other stuff, when it comes down to it, this is all fun. This is all fun and games and stuff. Yeah, you know, so we're having fun.
Yeah,
you know, but we're definitely having fun.
I'm telling you right now, what ain't going to be fun is Tibbs next season if that motherfucker don't play them kids. I'll tell you that. But
if he don't win, motherfucker,
yeah. Well, that's the main part. My little state narrative. You got to play them fucking kids. But overall, he needs to win. And he needs to start off the season hot. I'm talking like, remember how he started off the almighty 4th seed? I think we started off, 4-0?
Yeah.
And Randall, I think that first game Randall came out, I think he had like 30. It was like, oh, shit. Wait, hold up. This is something nice right here. Hold on. So if we come out like that, maybe we'll see some, man. Maybe we'll see, man. But yeah, man. I guess you motherfuckers, man. Thank you, man. All you guys joining us, man. Illmatics, Be Civilized, Mike Johnson, Ralph, Stop Videos, Sully, man. Definitely. Francisco, Bodega.
Everybody, man. Everybody popped in today.
Yeah, man. All the guys who pulled up today, man. And Pudge Nice, you hating motherfucker. Shout outs to you pulling up today. Yeah, I guess you could put up the joint, man. Y'all know where to find us, man. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Alexa. You walk in your crib, say, yo, throwing that down, State of Mind, throwing that down. Knicks, throwing that State of New York Knicks pod, man. Any pod, man. We on there, man. Shout outs to MBK. I appreciate you guys, man. Sim, I'm gonna need Sim to start holding Randall accountable and stop his nonsense when it comes to 30. Besides that, I appreciate all of you guys, man. Diehard, I guess we out of here, brother. So yeah. Appreciate you. I see you Wednesday. Yo, Sully, man, make sure you motherfucker you here Wednesday, man. I don't want to hear about you, your leg hurt, your chest pains, and don't Julius Randle us, man. We good teammates, man.
Yeah, you almost Julius Randle me, man. I'm not gonna let you get away with that shit. You almost Julius Randle me earlier. This was like this close to being a solo pod.
Nah, man. My allergies, man. I'm sneezing on everything, man. I'm good though, man.
Trash.
They didn't put the Dr. Umar.
You don't find that suspicious?
Yeah, all right, bro. I'm out of here, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, man. Peace, y'all.